All right. It says you are live. So it says, oh, this says waiting for Merbies. That would be me. I wonder when it's going to catch up. Invite, copy. We're going to go and we're going to paste. And we're going to pin. And we're live. Awesome. Okay, so once again, it's the same song, same dance. There is a link pinned. If you want to come up here and show me how stupid you are, you're more than welcome to. Looks like we got the DMCA lawyer in chat. Nice. He's the one who told me that this was funny and hilarious. Ha ha ha. This is brain rot. I'll put a link to the Control C. I'll put a link to the video for brain rot. You can go give him views. I'm not at all worried about DMCA because apparently he's going through one of my videos. So, hey, it's Man in Black. What's up, Man in Black? Nice to see you, buddy. So apparently I'm dumb and I'm wrong. I watched about 5 minutes of this today. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. He got to the point where he asked me if a judge should decide what my opinion was, and that was pretty much broke me. But I'm going to take my lumps like a man. People think this is funny, apparently. So this is just water. I know last time people thought from my first sip I was drunk, but whatever. Just water with the faintest flavor of lemon in it. All right, so without further ado, let's listen to why I'm dumb and wrong.
Hey guys, what's up? It is Jeremy, your favorite little germ. So decided to take a little bit of a break from the gaming streams. We might do those later tonight, different day. But for tonight, I wanted to highlight the smartest man on YouTube. For those of you guys who don't know, there's an individual named Merbeast, and he's a lawyer out of California. And solely because he's a lawyer, he appears to be the smartest man.
No, not solely because I'm a lawyer. Just to stop you right there. First of all, I don't call myself the smartest man in the world. I call myself a first-year family law attorney. But hey, you know what? Whatever, brother. Whatever. This is guy Steelman in me.
And on YouTube. It's kind of like, the people who have I am Batman syndrome, right? People will say, well, Batman can beat really any, superhero because on the pure fact that he is Batman. Example, this person couldn't beat Batman because Batman will always have a backup plan. So.
Well, I mean, I don't know. If you go through my back catalog, you'll find a whole bunch of mea culpa videos where I say, hey, I got this wrong. Maybe I did get something wrong. I don't know. Let's see what this guy has to offer, right?
That being said, guys, the AI avatar is not working too well tonight, but we'll see. We'll see if it tracks. If it tracks, we'll keep it up. If it keeps, messing up and dropping the ball.
I do want to point out that this actually is an AI avatar. So what you're seeing is actually not what I look like. I don't look anything like this. This is all AI. Or it could be that I'm using the shiz filter and I'm actually 400 pounds and I look like a bunch of used diapers stuffed into a garbage bag. So
we're dropping it. So, but all right, so let's get into this, guys. So for all of you guys who don't know, DMA is suing Auditor Troll. Now, there's a lot of people who have a lot of different opinions on this. Me, honestly, I don't really have too many. And the reason behind that is because I know a lot of backstory and a lot of context that many other people probably don't even take into consideration. So with that being said, what I will say is this, is I've known Chris for a couple of years now. I do know that for the longest time, he did not really interact with Auditor Troll too much other than, making some strikes against him. But I remember talking to him on the phone one day and talking to him about Auditor Troll. And I remember him saying, dude, I don't even know why he's got such a hard on for me out of all the other people. So I guess, time's passed and now DMA is suing Auditor Troll for a copyright claim. I'll be honest with you guys, I've got a pretty similar opinion to Troll Media Group. I think he said it best. I really don't care, right? Like, I've known Chris for a couple of years. I consider him a friend.
I really don't care. Huh. Why are you making this video then?
But I really don't care. It's gonna.
I get it though. I get it. This guy's a creator. He's got 533,000 subscribers. He's got 533,000. Holy shitballs. This is 530. I thought he had like 500 subscribers. I completely missaw that. Holy shitballs. 19 whole comments. How many views did this get? 530 views. Maybe that's what I saw. Wow. I'm sorry. I feel bad now. I'm kind of punching down, but we're we're in for a penny, in for a pound, I guess.
Come out in court, right? So if there's obviously some type of substance to the claim, it's going to go through court. If there's not, that's going to get handled at that time.
Yeah, so that's been my position the entire time. This is going to get handled in court. That's why I haven't made a legal determination on who's going to win or whatever. Plus, we're way too early into it. Again, we haven't seen the answer, to the complaint. We don't even know if he's going to get served yet. So, I'm assuming he will, but whatever.
But with that being said, in the meantime, we've got Murbies over here who's acting like he's the smartest man in the room. He knows everything. And everybody who's not a lawyer.
I don't know everything. I don't know everything. I know some things about some things. I know a little bit about a lot of things. And I know a lot about a few things, but I don't know everything. That's for darn sure.
It's not him. It's just absolutely stupid. They're a peasant idiot, basically.
No. The commenters in my comment section are generally dumb as fucking rocks, generally speaking. # not all. I have a lot of really stupid people in my comment section who don't know their asshole from their elbow, but they're just bound and determined to tell me all about it, like they fucking know something. Like faceless random people on the internet are going to tell me things that I need to hear or want to hear or whatever. It's like that doesn't make any fucking sense, but whatever.
Basically, if you don't have a legal opinion, you're not, a lawyer. He doesn't really care too much. So, and of course, my phone's going off right now. Whoever's calling me.
Wait, what was that? Maybe I missed that.
And everybody who's not a lawyer and is not him is just absolutely stupid. They're a peasant idiot, basically.
I don't hold a lot of lawyers in high regard either. I mean, I shit on RC. I definitely shit on Eline. Eline's fucking retarded. I mean, again, fair is fair. I would say he would probably handle a personal injury case just fine. But yes, there's one guy. There's one guy who won't fucking shut up about a slap motion in my comment section. He won't fucking shut up about it. Like slap there is no federal anti-slap period, first of all. But second of all, it's not a defense to a copyright claim. Like it's the dumbest thing ever. But he's so adamant about it. I mean, it's just fucking. There's just so many stupid people. So many stupid people.
Basically, if you don't have a legal opinion, you're not, a lawyer. He doesn't really.
No, so a lot of people have legal opinions, and there are people who have legal opinions who, from time to time, like Firemoth. Generally speaking, Firemoth is a reasonably intelligent guy. It's backwards, Firemoth. So write down Firemoth, read it backwards. That's his name. But I don't know how to say it. Whatever. So, I mean, there are some people who have reasonably good legal takes who aren't attorneys in my comment section. And there have been attorneys in my comment sections who have had terrible takes. And just because you have a bad take on a bad legal take doesn't mean that like you're a bad person. But there's the whole Dunning-Kruger thing where the more people think, or the less people know, the more people think they know. If that makes sense. Well, we'll see.
Really care too much. So, and of course, my phone's going off right now. Whoever's calling me, did you cut that shit out? So you watch, it's probably D. Anyway, with that being said, guys, let's do this real quick. We're gonna come into here, and I think we're dropping Jeremy because he is not tracking correctly whatsoever. But let's do this real quick. All right, guys. So this is Murby's first stream he did. It's called Denver Metro Audit versus Auditor Troll.
That is a sexy sumbitch on the screen right there. Everybody drink it in. Sexy son of a bitch. Oh yeah. You know what? No one has even commented, by the way. Back in December, the beginning of December, I was 245, almost 250. Yeah, 250. And I'm down this morning, 217. Huh? But no one's like, hey, John, you're losing a shit ton of weight. You're looking good, buddy. The face is really slimmed down. No one said that. No. Not even one of you. Nobody loves me.
Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude, however you want to say it. What that means, guys, for those of you
Schadenfreude or something like that.
guys who don't know, it means deriving pleasure off of somebody else's misfortune. So
He can Google, boys.
just want to throw that out there. So with that being said, guys, look at Merb right here. He's too cool for school. Like, he's just like, I can't even believe that I have to sit in my car away from my kids and my wife, because you can see the car seat in the back, and sit here in my Aloha shirt, my like 50th one I've got, and I've got to address all.
I wish I had 50 Aloha shirts. I really do. Hold on a second. California State Bar 320086. Doxing myself. Where's the share this tab instead? All right. So see this address right here. If anybody wants to send me Hawaiian shirts to get me up to 50 Hawaiian shirts, that's the address to send it to right there. Let's go XLs, not 2XLs, just XLs. Maybe just an L. I mean, because I'm trying, baby. I'm really trying. Maybe I'll get down to that L. But that's the address. Aloha shirts, that address. I've only got like 4 or 5. So yeah.
all these idiot peasants and give them my golden king of ice. So with that being said, guys, let's start it off and let's see what Merb's got to say about the whole DMA versus Frauditor troll situation.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Happy Friday. I've been experiencing Schadenfreude ever since yesterday when Jim Finch posted the link to the court.
Any shipments of meth, you can send it to the same address. Thank you. Thank you for reminding me, WTT. Although I do prefer cocaine and cocaine accessories.
Room listener page for the Denver Metro Audit versus Frauditor troll copyright lawsuit. It appears to me to be a very workmanlike complaint. I have no issues with the complaint, just on the face value of it. I looked into the attorney. He has quite a bit of experience, not just as an attorney, but specifically doing copyright. On Courtroom Listener, if I searched his name without quotes around it, I got like 83 cases that he was an attorney for. I didn't go through and verify that. With quotes around it, it's 29 cases, just glancing.
Hey, DMCA lawyer, since you're lurking in chat, why don't you just go ahead and in chat tell us how many copyright cases that you've been involved in, if you know.
Through it, there were multiple copyright cases. I have no reason to believe he's not experienced, intelligent, and capable from what I have seen so far. He's licensed practice in New York and California. So I strongly suspect that this is going to cost Frauditor Troll a lot of money. As to whether or not Frauditor Troll is going to be able to be found, absolutely he's going to be found. There is going to, the problem for Frauditor Troll is that there is a bank account. There are records, 1099s, whatever, that Google has. And there are ways that this attorney is going to be able to get those records sooner or later. Frauditor Troll will be found. There are methods of recovery for judgments. And Frauditor Troll allegedly has a dozen channels that are all monetized. I strongly suspect that he's going to be able to recover money. I strongly suspect that DMA is going to be able to recover money. The reason why I say Schadenfreude is because I don't know that it's ever been unclear that I pretty much despise Frauditor Troll and all the people like him, Schrodinger's cat.
I just want to be very clear in case you're not following along. I talked about the case, and now I'm talking about the Schadenfreude. I'm talking about the Schadenfreude. The Schadenfreude is my opinion, my feelings, right? So we've switched topics, but you could, if you were following along, you could figure out that I switched topics because I'm talking about my Schadenfreude now. That's how you tell, because I'm like, my Schadenfreude, blah, blah, blah. It's because I don't like it, blah, 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 right? See, I am not talking about the legal aspects of the case, and I only talked about the basics of it. I'm talking about something different. So follow along, folks. Follow along.
For example, the people who take like an hour-and-a-half live stream of an auditor, cut away all the boring parts, show like the arrest or the whatever spicy parts there are, insert nonsense like, herder, he's stupid, herder, he's dumb, herder, he's wrong, herder, he got arrested.
All right, so the first thing I want to point out here, guys, is that every single quote-unquote anti-auditor's commentary on it?
Hashtag not all. So the ones that I have watched, that's what I'd say. And is it every one of their videos? No, but it's the ones that I've watched. Are some videos worse than others? Yeah. Are some videos better than others? Sure. But I am making a gross generalization because that's what people do. That's what people do. I didn't know that I was going to have somebody like stop line by line to correct me on stuff like this. I didn't know that. So I was just kind of throwing out a gross generalization because I usually make these videos like in 10, 15 minutes, like right before, like I pull up at work. I'm like, oh man, there's that thing I want to talk about. I start the camera up. I spit out whatever it was that was in my mind, turn off the camera and head into the office and start my day. So, you know, I didn't really feel it was worth an extra, you know, few minutes to say hashtag not all. And, you know, I mean, it's just, that's like a lame, like gotcha moment.
Is every anti-auditor's comment, oh, her, he's dumb. Oh, her, he does this or that. Maybe some of them, maybe especially when they first start out. But is that the majority of the quote unquote anti-auditor channels? Which I think the whole anti-auditor thing is just kind of retarded. Because I think
is that the majority? Have you done a peer-reviewed study? Can you cite a source? Can you link it? No, I mean, I don't actually watch that many anti-auditor channels or videos. I actually don't watch any because every time someone has sent me a link to watch one and I've tried to watch it, it's been herder. I mean, there hasn't been a real insightful look into what the auditors are doing and why. And just as background, I started this channel a long ass time ago, like back in 2013, maybe. I'm gonna say like 2013, and I didn't really start the channel. I guess I create, you know, like just so you like have like playlists and subscribe to people, right? That's when I started it. But then I found myself arguing in comment sections. Maybe it was before 2013, I don't remember. But I started arguing in comment sections, and I was arguing about the law in comment sections. I wasn't an attorney at that time. I hadn't taken the bar yet, but I was arguing with anti-frauditors at that time, debunkers, and auditors. I was arguing with both. So, but I was arguing because they were wrong. And, you know, someone's wrong on the internet. I have a God-given obligation to tell them they're wrong. You know, we can't just be letting people be wrong on the internet.
I think the auditor thing's kind of retarded myself. But just listen to what this guy says. I mean, he talks out of both sides of his mouth.
Enjoy the ride. With zero commentary of any value. I've always hated that.
If you're not talking out of both sides of your mouth, does that mean you have like Bell's palsy or a stroke or something? I mean, most people talk out of both sides of their mouth. I'm joking. That's a joke. So hold on a second. He's about to get me for talking out of both sides of my mouth. Because remember, I'm telling you about my opinion and why I think that frauditors or anti-frauditors, excuse me, are generally shitty channels.
With zero commentary of any value. I've always hated that.
And let me ask you this.
I've always hated it.
To get into, well,
I've always hated it. I've always hated. See, what am I talking about there? I've always hated it. This is a thing I hate. I always hated it. I wonder what I'm talking about there.
What about this? What about that? Who gets to determine whether it has value or not, Merb?
I do, because it's my fucking opinion, you numbskull. I do. I get to figure out what my opinions are. That's my prerogative as a human being, as a sentient human being. How about that?
Do you get to decide it because you're supposedly some big?
No, I get to decide it because it's my opinion. You get to have yours. I get to have mine.
Important, smart lawyer who's better and smarter than everybody else. I mean, who in the end gets to decide the value? Oh wait, Merb, wouldn't it possibly be the court that the matter's being brought to for them?
My opinion is not being brought to court. You stupid fucking fuck. You retard. Like this is I just don't fucking understand. Like, I don't understand how people can be this fucking stupid. And I'm gonna call it. He's a midwit. He's not really stupid. He's not really stupid. He's just smart enough. Maybe he gets stupider towards the end. Maybe he gets better. I don't know. But he's just smart enough that he's not always the stupidest guy in the room. And maybe his opinions line up with the crowd more often than not. So he feels like he's right because, hey, you know, my take on it matched everybody else's take. So I'm smart, right? But like, you couldn't even follow this. The video that he's watching is, I can't see it maybe it's on this screen. The video that he's watching, I don't fucking know how long it was. It couldn't have been more than 15 minutes, right? He doesn't have a 15-minute memory where he can't follow the progression for 15 fucking minutes. And this guy's gonna tear me apart. Woo! Woo! I hope he brought back up. Or mess.
To hear? Isn't it the judge's job to figure out if it's valuable or if it's worth commentary?
Always despise.
And again, just to be very fucking clear, this whole section is me talking about my Schadenfreude, about why I want this to be successful, because I don't like Auditor Troll. And I don't like Auditor Troll because of the things that he does, as enumerated here. These are the reasons I don't like him. I'm not commenting on whether or not there's going to be a fucking win on the copyright lawsuit. If there's going to be a win on the copyright lawsuit, I would be talking about the specific video that DMA made. I would have watched the specific video. I'd be commenting about the specific video that Auditor Troll made. I would have watched it. Oh, wait, I can't watch it now because the motherfucker deleted it. Someone's got pissy pants. Someone's got pissy pants. Auditor Troll's scared.
It. If you wonder why I don't make videos on audit or anti-auditors very often, it's specifically because every time I watch one of their channels, it just annoys me. Like, I don't do James Freeman videos often.
Yes. And Black Label Cop Watch was pro-auditor. But all that fat fuck did was sit on his fat ass and play other people's videos and monetize them. That's all he did. And I remember one time I was doing rambling while ambulance back then. I was going around walking, holding the camera with my dog. And that fat fuck, he tried to do that. Oh my God, it was fucking hilarious. He's like 20 feet past his driveway. Oh, I love Ben. One of my favorite gifts ever is Dancing Happy Burrito Ben. It's mwah, chef's kiss. All right.
Because every time I watch a James Freeman video, he pisses me the fuck off because he says the dumbest shit. And
Merv said, I can't watch a James Freeman video or I get so mad that
I didn't say I can't watch. I said every time I watch. So obviously I do watch. I rarely watch them because every time I watch them, it irritates the living fuck out of me because he says wrong thing after wrong thing after wrong thing. And by wrong, I don't mean his opinion is bad. If he just said, I don't like the police, well, great. I'm not a huge fan of the police myself. But they are a necessary evil. You can't have a society without them. And that is a fact that I'm saying, not an opinion. They're necessary. And every time I've talked to a voluntarist or a libertarian who think that you don't have to have the police, all of their arguments turn into shit because at the end of the day, someone has to enforce whatever the morals or mores or laws or whatever are. So I get irritated by it because it's just he just says a gish gallop of wrong things, and I'm like, there's somebody saying something wrong on the internet, and now I'm gonna have to make a video explaining how he's wrong. And I maybe didn't want to make a video. Maybe I had something better to do, So it's a little irritating.
I have to just turn the phone off because I don't have a spine. I can't handle.
Well, I mean, I don't know that I said I had to turn my phone off or that I don't have a spine.
Handle ideas that go against mine. I can't even hear them.
Here's the funny thing. Maybe I should get bourbon because this guy's fucking retarded, and I don't think I need all my wits about me. But here's the fun thing: this motherfucker, without showing his face, is saying that I don't have a spine when I literally posted my contact information on the screen and my beautiful, gorgeous face. My beautiful, gorgeous face. I don't know, man. I don't. Am I the one without a spine? Am I the one without a spine? My full name. Where at least where my office is, and it's a real office that I really have a desk and a chair and a computer and everything in. Like, am I the one without a spine? And yes, we do. And if we got rid of the police, there would immediately be someone or something acting in the role of police. All you would do would be changing the name. Go Browns. Do the Browns. All right.
Because I'm a super smart fucking lawyer, and you guys are peasants.
every time I watch an anti-auditors video, it pisses me off because they say and do the dumbest shit. They steal from the auditors. The auditor goes out there, spends time, risks it.
Yeah. Again, just like James Freeman, in my opinion, irritates me. The anti-frauditors, in my opinion, irritate me. We're still talking about my opinion. In case anybody is as slow as this dumb fuck on the screen.
I will.
Oh, and by the way, you don't have to be the smartest person in the world in order to clown on auditors. I clown on auditors all the time, or to clown on anti-frauditors, or the people who swirl around this community. The smart people in this community tend to shut the fuck up and not be the nail that's sticking up that's going to get pounded down. All right. So, like, for example, I don't make a lot of videos on Jeff Gray because Jeff Gray doesn't, generally speaking, fuck up. And when he does fuck up, I mean, we had a little spat at the, well, he got really upset with me at the end and he was being a little bit irrational. But generally speaking, you know, I still like the guy. I'm not trying to talk shit about him. I'd still buy him a steak and a beer if he came down here to Northern California. But generally speaking, like he doesn't act a fool while he's out there. Generally speaking, Man in Black didn't act a fool. Generally speaking, Batosai didn't act a fool. There are guys out there. First Amendment tests didn't act a fool when he's out there, and so I don't like make videos about him or anything like that. And they're generally good dudes. Like, so I don't know where I was going with this. Maybe I should start drinking.
We'll say, guys, that you guys can mark this Denver Metro Audits versus Frauditor Troll Schadenfreude as the beginning video where Merb absolutely alienates and buries his own audience and subscribers. And
oh no, am I going to alienate my subscribers? Oh no, you know how hard I've worked to get all my subscribers, all the effort I put into my videos. Look at the production quality of the video that he's going over. Look at the production quality of it. I mean, you're lucky that it's late, or there'd be roosters screaming at you right now. And like what part of me calling my audience fucking retarded makes you think that I give two shits about keeping my audience? Like this is essentially just a mechanism for me to shout into the void about how somebody said something fucking wrong on the internet. Instead of just typing it into 1,000 little comment sections, I go, yeah, you're fucking wrong. And it's done. It's cost effective. It's efficient. It's time effective. That's all this is. People can come along for the ride. If you want to learn, great. If you don't want to learn, fine. If you want to hate watch me, fine. If you want to whatever, that's fine. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, whatever. But like losing my audience, I'm not monetized. I don't give a shit.
And I don't even think that he's realized it yet.
His free.
Oh my God. So I have gone through so many, you've lost your fucking audiences. When I called, what's his name? Chili DeCastro a faggot on, what's that fat fuck's name? What's Fat Boy's name? The one who fucked Shiz. Oh God, what's his name? Oh, what's his name? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Irish Demon. That's what it is. Like when I called Chili DeCastro a faggot on Irish Demon stream. Oh shit! Everybody left. God. Oh, when I said that Earl didn't get a fair trial, or in my opinion, hashtag whatever, didn't get a fair trial. Everybody left, right? You know, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm gonna say what the fuck I think is right and what the fuck I think is wrong, and I don't give a shit who can handle it or who can't, right? If you can't handle it, fine, fuck off. Or say stupid shit in my comments and call me names. Like, I don't really fucking care. Yeah, you're calling me a name, great. Heart the comment, move along.
Freedom risks bodily injury during the arrest. People get hurt in arrests. They go out and they take all these risks. They should be able to reap the monetary reward.
And here's the funny thing. Like, I'm here giving my opinion again. He's not even fucking realizing. I was talking about Schadenfreude. I was talking about my opinion of them stealing content. I was talking about all this stuff. And then he's like, oh, you know, shouldn't your opinion, isn't the value of the commentary, shouldn't that be informed by the judge? Shouldn't the judge make that decision? And then boom, I'm right back into like opinion. Like he's not even fucking picking it up. Like there's no legal opinion being given here.
But instead, the anti-auditor goes, takes their video, cuts out all the boring bits, packages it up in a flavor that the anti-auditor crowd will eat up because
guys, and I'm just gonna put this out here right now. I really hope that Chris doesn't get upset at the opinions that I hold. If he does,
I hope he does get upset at the opinions that I hold. How about that? Like I'm not in love with Chris's. Maybe hold on a second. I think maybe
he does. I'd say he's my friend. We're adults. But with that being said, you're not going to always hold the exact same opinions that your friends do, right? But what I will say,
I think Chris is DMA, and I've never, to the best of my knowledge, I've never watched a DMA video. But I don't like the guy or hate the guy. But I hope I piss him off. I hope I piss his audience off. I hope at some point in here I'm able to say something that is true and controversial. Jason's whack. Jason's whack. He's welcome to come up. Just got to have your face visible. Have your face visible. Nobody gets to pull this little fucking. Yeah, well, trust me, he won't like me for long because if I ever do watch his video, I'll probably shit on him over it. How about that?
Say is that for Merp trying to act so swayed and so suave and so smart,
so swayed. I acted just like a kind of leather. He acted so swayed. I'm really trying to be smart, and I'm going to tell this guy he's acting swayed. But I shouldn't. He might have just misspoke. Mea culpa. I'm sorry. That's rude of me.
He sounds pretty fucking stupid. Listen to this.
It reaffirms their feelings that heard her, auditor wrong, heard her, auditor dumb.
Reaffirming feelings. We're talking about nothing related to the law. Reaffirming feelings. Nothing related to the law.
Their side dumb.
Okay, so right now he's claiming that because someone makes a fair use review video on a auditor's video, that it is stealing their work.
Wow. He extrapolated the fuck out of all that. Whoo! I'm like, hey, there's a lawsuit filed. The complaint looks right. We're good. And by the way, I'm really happy it happened to Fraud or Troll. Could have happened to a better person because the guy's a piece of shit. And here's why. And from that, he gets this. Brain surgeon.
And it's stealing their monetization. When that's not true. If a monetized channel puts a video out, I'm pretty sure that if a different channel puts out a review video, it doesn't just automatically cause the YouTube system to go, oh, somebody else did a review video of yours. Bye-bye monetization. We're demonetizing your video now because somebody else made a review video about it. Once again, Merv, it's so sad too, man, because probably the last 2 years I've listened and I've mostly agreed with most of your assessments.
Oh no. So a lot of people who listen to my content, they get into like this they get lulled into this false sense of security that we're on the same team. You heard him just say like, and I was agreeing with it 2 years. I was agreeing with it. Well, and then all of a sudden it turns out I'm not on a team. Specifically, I'm not on your team, and that hurts. I understand the betrayal that you're feeling because I'm not on your team. And now you're disagreeing with me, and you're thinking that because you're disagreeing with me, I'm wrong. But that's not necessarily true. It just means that you don't like what I'm saying or don't understand it, which is also quite possible.
Assessments and reviews. But I'm not going to lie. You lost me along with hundreds, possibly thousands, in your last 4 videos because you double speak like a typical attorney does. You put yourself above everybody and try to act like you're.
I double speak. I don't know what that means. I honestly don't know what that means. I double speak. Is that talking out of both sides of your mouth again? I understand what talking out of both sides of your mouth is. I just don't understand what double speak is. Maybe I'm not smart enough.
You're just hot shit. You're the smartest man on the fucking planet.
No, I am generally speaking the smartest man who's actually talking in my comment section. Generally speaking, hashtag not all. And I'm generally speaking smarter than the people I make videos about, because why would I make videos telling the smarter people that they're dumb and wrong? Why would I do that? That doesn't make any sense, right? Because they're smarter than me. So they're probably not dumb and wrong. Doesn't that make sense? So when you look at the microcosm that I'm kind of swimming in, the small pond, I should say, that I'm swimming in, generally speaking, for the issues that I'm talking about, I'm going to be the smartest guy talking, because I'm probably not going to talk unless you're fucking wrong, because I don't know everything. And if someone brings up an issue that I don't know shit about, well, I'm going to fucking be like, okay, well, sure, maybe that's the case, and move along.
Like, this is literally you, Merb.
I am the smartest man alive!
I am the smartest man
I mean,
alive.
it's pretty funny. I think that children would definitely laugh at the way you conduct yourself. So let's continue on, guys.
Well, I mean, I don't really think that Adam Sandler's funny either, just to be honest with you. So, I mean, but all right.
You know, I want to stay within fair use, but I also want to make sure I get this video out.
Our side right, this guy.
There's no worry about staying in fair use, brother. I don't copyright strike people. I don't monetize my shit. I don't fucking care. Again, the whole point of my channel is there's somebody wrong on the internet, and I need to fucking tell them. That's the whole point of it. Question is, when these guys file copyright claims, they tend to have unclean hands. Do you think that would be an affirmative defense? I don't think unclean hands is an affirmative defense to copyright. I believe fair use is one. Unclean hands is generally an equitable principle that would apply to when you come in equity, you have to have clean hands. And while there are equitable issues in copyright law, I don't believe that, generally speaking, unclean hands would be a defense to that. So no. I mean, maybe there is some fringe situation where it might apply, but generally speaking, I'm going to say near. So there you go. That's a legal opinion as opposed to just an opinion.
Proves my point. And they never go back to follow up. Like, did the auditor sue the police? Did the auditor recover? I mean, there's a lot.
Do they have to do that, Merb? Is there some type of law that says that when you review one person's video that...
No, there is no law that says that. Again, this is my personal opinion stage of the whole video. And in my personal opinion, they're giving their audience a one-sided view of things. They concentrate on the failures or the perceived failures, like the auditor gets arrested, but they don't go back up and auditor dumb and wrong. And then it turns out the auditor gets like I mean, it doesn't always happen, but sometimes the auditor gets like a fat settlement for getting arrested, and the anti-frauditor channel doesn't follow up on it. Obviously what I'm talking about here has nothing to do with law. It's my personal beef, my schadenfreude with them. If the anti-frauditors would actually give an unbiased take on things, I wouldn't have a problem with them. Like as a genre. But they don't. I mean, they're by nature biased. And it believe it or not, like this is something that I was thinking about. The auditor goes out and does activism thing. So his opinion, his position is whatever his position is, and the audience can watch his video and say you're doing good, you're doing bad, whatever. The anti-frauditor is on a different wavelength. All he is anti-frauditor. So his default position, regardless of whatever the auditor does or doesn't do, is going to be auditor bad, auditor wrong. So
that you have to continue a saga on? Like, is there a YouTube terms of service step that we all miss as creators? I mean, you should tell.
No, again, this is my personal opinion again, that you can't seem to fucking recognize because you have the memory retention of a goldfish.
Oh, Merb, if I tagged you in this video, you're more than welcome to like comment in the chat. If
he did tag me in the video. I don't have my comment or my notifications turned on. I was notified of this video, but I didn't watch it until today, because this may shock people. But with my stellar personality and my people skills, people tend to make a lot of videos about me, or not a lot. I mean, there was a time when a lot more people were making a lot more videos about me, but people make videos about me and it doesn't bother me. Like, I get it. You don't like me, make a video. It's fine. Whatever. Have fun, right? Have fun.
If you think I'm wrong on something, but then again, I'm not a big fat fancy smart.
See, but what I think here is, I think he was hoping that I'd go up there so he can get the clicks and views, because his 533,000 subscribers weren't showing up. I mean, he's got 530 views. 500, 530 views. And he streamed this 3 days ago. You know, I'm not all of my videos are bangers where I get, 2,000-3,000 views, but 500 views wouldn't be a lot of views even for one of my shitty videos. And most of my video hashtag pretty much all of my videos are shitty. Some of them are funny, but most of them are pretty shit because I don't care.
Art lawyer guy who knows fucking everything. So, since it's not a legal opinion, you're probably not going to care because you only care about legal opinions, even though when you hear legal opinions, you give your review and sometimes you disagree with them. So it's just like, you kind of.
Well, so that's it. So I don't really care about random people's opinions that I don't know. Like I care about the opinions of my family members. I care about the opinions of my friends. That doesn't mean I'm going to like change anything for them or whatever. But, if my wife wants to have steak for dinner instead of spaghetti, whatever, okay, we'll have steak for dinner. But I don't really like. You might notice that I don't always go to other people's channels to watch stuff. If I end up on your channel, like I went to Jim Finch's channel a couple times to watch some live stream, big Jim Finch, because I like the guy and I want to support him, and I super chatted him because he spends money on getting these documents, and it's kind of my way of saying thank you. Not that I wasn't interested. It was like Karen Reed or something like that, which again didn't fucking interest me. But show him some love and support. I show up on Josh's stream every once in a while, show him some love and support. He's talking about some dude who I don't know, and okay, it is what it is, but I'll show up there, whatever. I think this guy was really hoping that I'd show up and bring attention with me. And, I put his link, but I'm sure he's hoping that I'm going to, start beef with him or whatever. And he'd be able to use that to get views or something. So maybe I don't know, but he did tag me and he's upset that I didn't show up, I guess.
Don't lose me there, man.
A lot of auditors have gotten a lot of settlements that aren't reported on. I got little birdies telling me about.
Oh, okay, and Merv, back to like how you want to tackle everybody else on specifics and supporting their statements. What auditors have one?
I want to attack everybody on specific. Well, I mean, if they're making like a legal claim, like, oh, you can't do this, we'll cite a source for that. Sure. I don't know that I would actually, for this claim, require anybody to provide a compilation of all the settlements. I mean, it happens pretty frequently. Auditors get settlements pretty frequently. Believe this or not, police aren't perfect. Believe it or not, police make mistakes. And believe it or not, it's easier to get a settlement than it is to get a win at trial. And a lot of times a lot of these settlements are pretty small, $10,000-$20,000. Some of them are pretty good. Some of them are in the 6 digits. I've never seen a 7-digit settlement. Maybe there are some out there, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, sometimes so the Caroline and Fort Worth one where she got like face planted, that one might be worth some money because I think, well, it would have been worth more if she wasn't fucking retarded and like getting up and moving around doing stuff. But if she'd actually built that one up right and stayed in bed and stayed in the hospital, yada yada, I mean, that could have turned into some good money. I don't know if that would have hit a million, but that could have turned into some good money.
One huge settlements that aren't being reported. Can you name one, Merb? Can you name one? I challenge you to name
that aren't reported. I think he's missing the point again. The point was that what I'm saying here is that the anti-frauditor channels aren't reporting on the settlements. I've never seen an anti-frauditor channel report on any settlements. Yeah, 6 digits, low 6 digits. I've never seen a high 6 digits one.
Name one, if not even two. Name an auditor who got a huge settlement, an absolutely huge settlement that was never reported on.
Well, I mean, okay, so wow. So right now I have to have watched every channel ever out there on YouTube, plus ever report on. I mean, so news, Facebook, Twitch. I'm specifically talking about the anti-frauditor channels. anti-frauder channels. That's what I'm talking about. They don't report on the wins. They just don't. I mean, maybe they do occasionally, but that's not their bread and butter. Their audience doesn't tune in to see wins for the auditors. Their audience tunes in to see the big L's. So yeah, it's not their bread and butter. They don't deal with them.
About settlements, and I have received copies of settlement agreements with non-disclosures, so I'm not going to tell you who they are or what they are, where auditors have received large settlements.
I think I misstated that. When I say with non-disclosures, I mean with me. So if someone gives me documents in my DMs, I will ask them, can I publish this? Can I make this? You know, I might not make a video on it. It might just go into my documents or old documents or open documents or curated documents on my Discord. But I will ask, can I disseminate this? Can I talk about it? Can I post it? And if they say no, then I treat that as basically they're not allowing me to disclose it. So that was inarticulately phrased. If he shits on me for that, that's fine. What my intention there was, I did not get permission from the person who disclosed the document to me to disclose the document, either by talking or whatever about it.
From suing the police for wrongful arrest kinds of things. And there's no coverage on that. There's no coverage when the auditors sue and win. When they sue and win, there's no coverage on it when the auditor.
And when does that happen? Once again, Merv, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you keep making all these.
And again, I'm my rant, in case you've lost the plot, is I'm talking about the anti-frauditors. The anti-frauditors aren't reporting on it. They're biased.
And there's no coverage on it when the auditor.
And when does that happen? Once again, Merv, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you keep making all these claims and you have all these little critiques and bitches because you're so fucking smart, but you can't articulate. You're giving generalities. Well, when this and this happens, it's this.
I'm sitting in my car off the top of my head making a video. No, I haven't researched it, but auditors have gotten settlements like they do. So Jeff Gray has gotten several settlements. Like, I don't even know how many settlements he's gotten. He's gotten a lot of settlements. So, like, talk to Jeff Gray. Ask Jeff Gray. I mean, but Jeff Gray, definitely. I have seen Jeff Gray settlements. How about that? There was a guy. I don't remember his name oh shit, I think it was Alabama. Was it Georgia or Alabama? God, what was his name? He got thrown down on the ground. Big Tuck. Tuck got a settlement from Leon Valley. He got a big settlement. He got the juiciest part of it. Well, actually, several people did. I know, I think 3 or 4 of them got settlements. What's his name? He likes pinball. What's that guy's name? I don't remember. The guy who likes pinball. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. I don't remember names. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have been speaking off the top without having specifics for you. I'm sorry. I'll never do it again. Hashtag I totally fucking will, because I don't owe you the statistics. If you don't believe me, don't believe me. That's fine.
The same whataboutisms that you critique and bitch about. You're literally giving a whataboutism right now. Right now, you are giving what?
A whataboutism? Was I critiquing the anti-frauditor channels for not being able to cite off the top of their head every single person who got maybe didn't say every single person, but the names of people who got settlements, and expect me to know every single anti-frauditor channel that might have reported on them or not? So maybe mea culpa. Maybe I misstated. Maybe I should say that I have never seen. How about that? I've never seen an anti-frauditor channel report on a settlement, and they do sometimes get big settlements.
What about this? But if anybody else throws you a what about, you go, I don't deal in whataboutisms. That sounds like a Lane Meyer supporter argument right there. Dude, come on.
So whataboutisms are different. A whataboutism argument, as I presented it in the Lane Meyer thing, was, hey, you're doing this wrong. And then they would say, yeah, but this person's doing this thing wrong. That's a whataboutism argument as far as how I was using it. So what you are actually doing is a whataboutism argument, because instead of saying like, let's just deal with this issue and figure out whether or not auditors get settlements and they get reported on, you're saying, what about you? So you, dumbass, are literally the one doing a whataboutism argument. Like, and he has the audacity to call me stupid. He's the one literally doing what I was accusing Lane Myers supporters and Broader Troll supporters of doing. He's literally right now doing that. Holy shit. And he's accusing me of doing it when I was just throwing out like, hey, by the way, auditors get settlements.
Gets tried for criminal acts and is found not guilty. But they sure as hell profit off the video that the auditor made. They don't go do any extra work other than to cut down the auditor's video and maybe.
And again, like what does the auditor going to jail over it have to do with copyright? Nothing. So obviously I'm still giving my opinion.
Throw in like a.
Yeah, you're right, Merv. They don't do any extra work. You know, considering that when you chop up a video to edit and review, you typically take time to make a script. You add other images in there. You sometimes change some different details about maybe the footage. Like maybe you sharpen the footage up. Maybe you blur certain things out. But right, Merv, there's absolutely not any extra effort that's put into when you do a review. You know, just what.
Okay, so mea culpa once again. I maybe used a bit of dramatic hyperbole. Mea culpa. I'm sorry. But do you guys actually, I don't know, figure out what the actual laws are? Do you go out there and like, for example, think about the difference between so this is my critique of Schrodinger's cats, critique of Delaware Defender. Like, do they do this? I've got the Dorchester County GIS viewer up. We're going in, we're making measurements. Do they do this? Is this the kind of thing they do? Do they, I don't know, go look up actual statutes and case law? Come on, let's get to a statute or case law. Oh, there's Schrodinger's cat. Does he do it? No, he sure doesn't. But do I? Somewhere in here I do. I thought I saw it in here somewhere. Here's statutes. Like, is this the kind of thing they do? Or do they do the editing to make it slick, to repackage it so that they get all the best parts of it? Like, is the editing that they're doing to make it slick so they can sell it? Because they're taking essentially, like, generally speaking, audits are like, especially the live stream audits are very rough. There's lots of downtime in them. There's lots of heavy breathing as fat auditors are walking. There's lots of stuff that can get cut out. And so is your editing just editing so that you can make more money on the video by selling a packaged product? Oh, well, when I stole this car, there was a lot of work involved. I had to chop it and part it out so that I could make more money on it, etc. I mean, congratulations. What my intention was, though, that you weren't going out and actually creating the content. You're just repackaging it and reselling it. You've got your little animes free avatar that you're using, and you've done some fucking filter work and you flipped the frame. Great, congratulations. Wow, man. So much work.
100%, right? Drake D said, I farted in his mouth one time. Lucid, thank you for being here. Sluggo, thank you for being here. Concern, thank you for being here. Bear, Migsy, Jade.
He farted in my mouth one time. I don't even know who this guy is, actually. So I doubt he farted in my mouth.
rule. Winnipeg was first. I appreciate you too, man. Sorry I didn't call out people earlier, guys. So, but yeah, guys, Merb, he's the smartest guy alive, right? Like he's the smartest guy in the room, and don't you fucking forget it.
I am the smartest man alive.
Like the same joke twice. Okay.
And remember, guys, Merv's the smartest guy alive because he's a lawyer. Because, you know, guys, there's no lawyers out there who are complete dumbasses who drop the ball. And because
this guy's been watching me for this guy's been watching me for 2 years. This guy said he's been watching me for 2 years. He says he's been watching me for 2 years. You haven't seen me shit on Eline. You haven't seen me shit on Darcy. You haven't seen me shit on the attorneys in the Springer versus 7th District Court. 7th Judicial District Court, whatever it is. I mean, even back further, like me shitting on what's its attorney? God, I'm bad with names. Kate Peters' attorney. Like, I've shit on a lot of attorneys. I have shit on a lot of attorneys, and this dumb fucker can't figure it out. Holy fuck, this guy's dumb.
Because of their negligence or incompetency, cause really bad conclusions to some of their clients' cases, right? I mean, no way. If you're a
oh yeah, attorneys fuck up all the time. Yeah, I have never ever once tied intelligence or competence to being an attorney. I've dealt with way too many fucking incompetent attorneys.
lawyer, you're just automatically a complete Einstein, right?
Laughing, crying emoji. It's disgusting. And their understanding of the law is just pure shit. Like if you look at the video breakdown I did of Fraud or Troll, where he was mocking.
And their understanding of the law is pure shit. Is that an element in copyright? Is having shit knowledge of the law an element in copyright? Or am I still talking about the Schadenfreude and why Fraud or Troll and his ilk are such shit people who do shit things? It seems like, it's still my opinion. Has this fucker clued into it yet? Apparently not.
Pink camera magic. His understanding, his knowledge is just pure shit. Like
well, wait, hold on, Merb. I'm a little confused. I thought that if it wasn't a legal opinion, you couldn't give a shit less and you didn't watch it. So if Fraud or Troll's such an idiot and he's not giving even a legal opinion.
Okay. So apparently this guy doesn't understand. Maybe he made this video before I explained it. So I don't care about opinions of people I don't know. And I don't know Lucid's lair. I don't know her. I don't care about her opinion. If she was going to offer a legal opinion, I would be able to say, you're right, you're wrong, this, that, the other thing. People are saying she had a good review of the lawsuit. And since the only thing fucking there is a complaint, the only thing you could do is really give an opinion or a legal opinion. And one of those two things I could say is wrong. The other one is just your opinion. Oh, I think it's a really pretty complaint. I like it. That's not a legal opinion. What am I going to tell you? You're wrong. So no, it wasn't worth my time to listen to her give me her opinion because I don't fucking care about her opinion. If she was going to give me her legal opinion, I still wouldn't care about it, but I'd be able to critique it. I'd be able to say, this is right, this is wrong. There's no content for me to make. There's no video for me to make if I can't critique her legal opinion. It would just be me saying, her, Lucid dumb, her, Lucid wrong. Or on the flip side, it could be me saying, her, I agree with what she's saying. I share the same opinion. I mean, I haven't watched her video past like the 3-minute mark, so like 3 minutes and 6 seconds, but whatever. Close enough. But I don't care about her opinion because I can't make that into a video because no one cares about it. No one cares about my opinion about her opinion. They might care about her legal opinion. They might even care about her opinion, but they might also care about my legal opinion of her legal opinion.
Why are you listening to it? I mean, when you tried to review Lucid's Layers video, you couldn't even get past the intro before you decide to get all sassy drunk and rage quit like a little bitch. So
20 minutes in and like how many sips of a very watered down bourbon? Speaking of which, I'm probably going to get bourbon because this is fucking dragging. And I don't want to rage quit like a little bitch. No, I didn't rage quit. It was done. There's no content here. We're done. I don't know what to tell you.
explain that, Merb.
he's fucking retarded. He's literally
I just did explain that.
fucking retarded, except he can edit videos and throw in laughing, crying emojis and say, Herder, you're wrong. And
Yeah, again, we're back to my opinion. He's retarded, right? That's back to my opinion. He still hasn't got it yet. Yeah, I think he still thinks we're talking about like illegal analysis for copyright.
his little, the people who buy into his bull.
And I also want to make something really, really clear, guys.
Oh.
So you guys probably know that. If you actually know the guy behind
Really
the camera
clear?
and the history of Jeremy, you would know that I'm not the biggest fan of Fraud or Troll. definitely not the biggest fan. There's been several times that I've called him out for doing the same things that he complains about, like clickbaiting, putting in titles and videos that do not actually accurately reflect the video being shown. You know, and
I do want to say that I did finish drinking that glass, and that was it. I was done. Done. I was done. It wasn't that strong, and I drank it over a long period of time, but it was enough. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I am on a diet, and part of that diet means I don't have a full belly, generally speaking. I mean, I got plenty of belly, but it's not full of food. It's full of fat and full of shit. So, you know, bourbon hits a little harder than it was when I was 250.
come to DMA's defense before when Frogger Troll made the video with a bunch of other people where they were trying to blame that autistic barber who came in and snatched Jim Friedman's phone out of his hand. They tried to blame the whole thing on DirectD and DMA. And I was in that chat saying that's completely ingenuine. Like, how are you going to sit there and then blame DMA for some random...
I wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. The Brain Rot channel is DirectD. Isn't that the guy who's on the run from somebody or something in Arizona? I don't remember. I don't know. Maybe it's not DirectD. Ozempic. No, that shit'll kill you, bro. No. The good old fashioned way. All right, let's back it up because I didn't hear what you had to say.
Autistic barber who came in and snatched Jim Friedman's phone out of his hand. They tried to blame the whole bunch of other people where they were trying to blame that, you know, and I've come to DMA's defense before when Frogger Troll made the video with a bunch of other people where they were trying to blame that autistic barber who came in and snatched Jim Friedman's phone out of his hand. They tried to blame the whole thing on DirectD and DMA. And I was in that chat saying that's completely ingenuine. Like, how...
I was in that chat saying it was completely ingenuine. Hold on a second.
They tried to blame the whole thing on DirectD and DMA. And I was in that chat saying that's completely ingenuine. Like, how are you going to say...
Ingenuine? That's a new one. Does he mean disingenuous? Ingenuine. Ingenuine means not... Okay. It's in the Oxford English. I learned something new today. Hold on, where's the fucking... Merriam-Webster. Ingenue. Hold on. Ungenuine. Ungenuine. Apparently it was last used in the late 1600s. Late 1600s. This guy's a fucking scholar. Apparently, he's pulling out shit from the late 1600s. I think he meant disingenuous, but whatever. Maybe he is a lover of Middle English or some shit.
Sit there and then blame DMA for some random guy walking out of his store, interrupting his own client's haircut to go and fuck with some other people that he had no business to fuck with. I'm just saying, guys, you know, but here's the thing too, is it's pretty clear that Merv just hates Frogger Troll, which I can understand, but
hate is a strong word. So the reality is I don't think about Frogger Troll. Like he doesn't come across my brains every so often. I don't watch it. Like, I mean, it'd be way too much effort to actually hate him. I don't like what he does. He's very distasteful. Him and what he does are both very distasteful things to me. Hate's a strong word. I wouldn't say I hate him. I just have a real dislike for what he does.
He talks about, well, that's opinion. Dude, Merv, have you not checked, man? All of your fucking videos are opinion too.
Yeah, see, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Like, having an opinion, making a video with your opinion. People come to my channel, believe it or not, to hear my opinions. I don't know why, but they do, and that's great. They also come to hear my legal opinions. Again, don't know why, but they do, and that's great. People don't come to my channel to hear Lucid's opinion. They would go to Lucid's channel to hear Lucid's opinion. They would come to my channel to see my legal analysis of Lucid's legal opinions, but they're not coming here to see Lucid's opinions, and I can't disagree with just her opinion. I don't know. Is this making sense to anybody? Like, I don't understand why he's not getting it. It seems like it's fairly easy to grasp. Maybe it's a little more advanced than I thought.
And I'm going to break down this and the other two, with the exception of the one where you're like drunk and your rooster won't shut up, because I can't listen to that rooster fucking crow every fucking 5 seconds. But what I will say is we're going to go over this video. We're going to mark down and remember everything you said. And then we're going to watch you backpedal in your last 2 videos. Sound fun?
I'm going to backpedal. I don't think so, but let's see what you got, buddy.
Good.
Bullshit. Who think the auditors are always wrong, lap it up like fucking morons. Every accusation the anti-auditing crowd makes about the auditors to be said about the anti-auditors, except the anti-auditors don't do nearly.
We switched to a topic. So the first part of my video that he's covering here, I was talking about the actual complaint, the DMA copyright complaint. The next part is what we just finished was the Schadenfreude, why I am happy to see Frauditor Troll get nailed with his lawsuit. And now we're in a completely different section. So maybe he has something to say about this too.
Really as much work. Oh, they're just doing it for the money. Yeah, well, the anti-auditors are doing it for the money. Oh, they don't know the law. Yeah, well, the anti-auditors don't know the law. Oh, they're dumb. Well, the anti-auditors are dumb. Oh, they get the people who are on their side to buy into their bullshit. Yeah, well, the anti-auditors get people on their side to buy into bullshit. Like, it's literally, it's same each side. Same each side. Except the auditors win settlements and the anti-auditors usually don't. So what does this lawsuit mean? This lawsuit means that Frauditor Troll is going to have to lawyer up. If he doesn't, there will most likely be a default judgment. If he doesn't lawyer up, if he doesn't respond, there's most likely going to be a default judgment. If he tries to use pro se, he's going to lose. If he lawyers up,
hey, just so you know, D, if you set the live stream, like schedule it out, I can actually redirect everyone directly to your live stream. Just saying.
There's a chance, but he's going to have to pay for a lawyer. And this is where my prediction, Jim Finch mentioned it yesterday. I made this prediction in my Discord. My best guess is this is going to go more Kate Peter.
Wait, hold on, Merb. So this is a prediction. So would prediction maybe be synonymous with opinion?
No, not necessarily. No. No. I mean, there's some predictions that are going to be based on opinions, but not all. It's not synonymous. I mean, there are use cases where it would be overlapping, sure.
Or is this like your legal decision and your legal basis? Because
no, it's not legal. No, this has nothing to do with the law. I'm making a prediction. In here, I make a prediction that Frauditor Troll is going to start a GoFundMe, which apparently he hasn't yet. So I guess I'm wrong.
You know, when you were being a super ignorant cocksucker about Lucid Lair, you know, how dare she speak and say anything?
Is this motherfucker White Knight for Lucid Lair? Did we just solve what's going on here?
Your legal basis, because you know, when you were being a super ignorant cocksucker about Lucid Lair, you know, how dare?
Oh, we fucking solved it. He's fucking White Knight. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'm going to show you how much I love you. By taking on Merb, I will slay the man who didn't value your opinion, milady.
Dare she speak and say any opinion on the matter? You seem to dismiss everything right away because not everybody's a big old badass lawyer like you, Merb. But you know, the funny thing, Merb, is most people, they don't actually deal with attorneys, or maybe, let's say, even have had an attorney for the last half decade to understand that half of the shit you say, it might work on people who don't have a fucking clue, but anybody who has a clue about how lawyers work and how court works knows that you're being a little bit ingenuine and you're biased.
Again, I'm being ingenuine. Okay, what did I say that was false or wrong or misleading?
This is completely and utterly showing. And once again, guys, I don't think Merb's real.
Yes. It's literally, it was supposed to show. I literally spent most of that video talking about why I was experiencing Schadenfreude over Frauditor Troll's misfortune. Like, it was supposed to show.
It. But Merb just alienated and probably had hundreds, if not thousands of people get a pretty bad taste in their mouth with the absolute fucking nonsense he's spewing. And like I said, guys, this is sad because I thought Merb was actually pretty smart. I mean, I know that when he...
Everybody, by the way, everybody who disagrees with his brainwash words, this is really just water with just a hint lemon juice. Everybody who disagrees with brain rot apparently is stupid. If you don't agree with them, you're stupid. If he agrees with you, you're smart or something. I don't know.
He was sitting there calling Chris Ryder a retard at least 47 times the other night. He was definitely right. And
Who's Chris Ryder? Anybody? I have no idea who Chris Ryder is. No, I'm not spending any money on any of this. I don't make any money off it. I do spend money to get court documents for it. Anybody? Who's Chris Ryder? For public safety is Josh. Chris Ryder. Oh, am I thinking this is a public service? For public safety. Who's for public safety? I don't know who for public safety is. Anyway. Green screen is free. Well, this is StreamYard. I'm using the free StreamYard, so I don't know. All right, so apparently I called for public safety a retard a lot. I call a lot of people a retard a lot. It's kind of my thing. That's my bag, baby.
dead on about that. I mean, he sniffed him out from a mile away. But then we come into this territory and dude absolutely fucking drops the ball. Absolutely drops the ball. Now, what you've got to ask yourself about Merv is, if Merv was such a successful attorney, wouldn't he probably have so many clients that he wouldn't even have the time to hide out away from his kids and wife in his car in the driveway?
I remember when I first started working as an attorney, I would work usually about 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. You know, now, thankfully, knock on wood, now I work for 3 law firms and I have my own practice. Am I successful? I keep food on the table. I mean, I don't work 24/7. That's for damn sure. I normally leave for work before 7 in the morning, and normally I get home between 7:30 and 8:30. But that doesn't mean that I can't make a 10-minute video here and there. And while I'm working, sometimes I'll have a stream playing or something. So I don't know. Yeah. So he's thinking, I guess, about what his conception of what attorneys are. But yeah, attorneys are like people. We don't work 24/7. So this is really stupid. This is really stupid. And I don't know the number of times where people have been like, well, if you're an attorney, why aren't you working 24/7? It's because I'm an attorney and we don't.
To make a 5 to 10 minute video talking shit and calling everybody else retarded because he's just, once again, guys, he's the
Literally 5 to 10 minute video. Like you're saying, 5 to 10 minute video. Like, who doesn't have 5 to 10 minutes to shit out something from the seat of their it's like, obviously I'm not writing scripts for any of this shit. Obviously I don't have like backdrops and whatever props, how long does it take for me to sit down in the fucking front seat of my car? Well, I'm already sitting there. How long does it take for me to prop up my phone on my dashboard and say, hey, you guys are dumbasses. Let me educate you on something right quick. How long does that take? 5 to 10 minutes. I mean, it doesn't take a lot of time out of my day. That's how I do it.
smartest man alive.
I am the smartest man alive!
Third time for this joke. How many times do you have to have this joke? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. You're bad at your job. I can see why you got 530 views.
Than Josh Abrams. My best guess is that because Fraud or Troll is a shameless grifter, that he's going to put up a GoFundMe to fund his legal defense. And my best guess is, just like with Kate Peter, there's not going to be good accounting. There's not going to be a good.
And apparently I'm wrong on this prediction. To the best of my knowledge, has he put up one? Auditor, Fraud, Troll, go fund me. Maybe if I put brackets around it. Nothing's popping up. If there is a GoFundMe, great. if I was wrong, that's fine. Whatever. I've been wrong before. I'm not that fucking wrapped up in it. I made a prediction. Big Jim Finch disagreed with me, and Big Jim Finch might be right.
There'll probably be no accounting. I don't expect Fraud or Troll to give any accounting. Why wait?
Tell you what, Big Jim Finch. I don't know if you're watching. You're probably not. But I'll tell you what. I will donate another $50 to Big Jim Finch if he was right that my prediction was wrong. How about that?
You didn't have to. Kate Peter was dumb to do it, giving accounting. She basically let Chili know exactly how much she was spending, but that's not the point. The point is that this is going to be a grift fest for Fraud or Troll to make money. But I think at the end of the day, it's going to cost him money.
So I think the reason why this FT versus DMA thing is so big is because FT has a lot of people who really enjoy his content. That's why. I don't think it's big because of the DMA side. I think it's big because of the Fraud or Troll side.
Money. I hope it costs him money. I don't.
We know, Merv, you really hate Fraud or Troll, you know, and look, I don't blame you. You know, I wouldn't say that I...
Hey, you picked up the opinion that I was laying out. Wow. You picked up my opinion.
That I like Fraud or Troll. I would say that I probably dislike him. But at the same time, I'm not going to lie. You know, there was a time where I reached out to a lot of different people in the 1A community about a certain problem, and nobody reached back out to me. But you'll never guess who actually did reach back out to me to give me some solid advice.
Was it Fraud or Troll? Oh, insert heartwarming story here. Oh, boy.
Just saying. Now, with that being said, that definitely doesn't excuse everything else. And once again, just as I've said before, it's a very...
That freeze frame is magic, though. Looks like I'm about to start a glory hole.
Similar idea I've got to Troll Media Group, okay? Whatever's going to happen is going to happen, and it's going to come out in court, okay? So once again, when it comes directly to DMA and Fraud or Troll, no clue what's going to happen. And I'm going to get into the specific reasons behind that thought and why I'm saying what I'm saying as soon as we get through this video.
Don't like people to go to jail, but I like shitbags like Fraud or Troll to have to pay compensation for what they stole.
Hey, G, what's up, man?
Stole from DMA. I think he stole from DMA, and I hope to God that DMA gets a settlement or a win. A win would be preferable. I think a win would be preferable. I don't think the attorney wants that. I don't think DMA wants it. I think they'd be happy just with a settlement agreement where Fraud or Troll hands over a bunch of money and everybody's happy. But I would love to see this attorney. He has a YouTube channel. I think he does copyright stuff. I'm blanking on his name right now. He's in my Discord. He's obviously on the lawsuit. He has a channel. You can find it if you like copyright stuff. But if this attorney does a good job, what I suggest is that all the auditors start just hammering all these shitbags like Unclean Hands and Fraud or Troll and what's that fat Johnny guy's name? Whatever. Like just fucking hammer them. Make them actually do fair use. Make them actually do commentary. Make them actually like provide something of value and not just steal the auditor's work, edit it down to the good stuff, and sell it off to their audience for YouTube revenue. Anyway,
that's still my opinion, by the way. I really do hope the DMA wins and forces all of these fuckers who just parasite off them to actually provide content. Why is it bad that people can't actually provide content?
That's all I got. So good luck to you, DMA. I don't know how much of this I'm going to cover. I don't know how much of this is going to be interesting. I mean, if interesting things come up, I'll make videos on it. If nothing interesting, I've never been a huge fan of copyright law. I don't really follow it much. I did try to get the early reward.
All right, guys. So let's record this right now, okay? Put a 1 in the chat if you can agree with my statement I'm about to make. We just watched 9 minutes and 30 seconds of Merv giving a bunch of different opinions about the matter.
Yes. Okay, good. You figured out those are opinions and not legal opinions, okay?
But then when he ends the stream, he goes, I'm not really familiar with copyright or any of that stuff. So, you know, who knows though, right? Like
apparently he doesn't. Apparently he doesn't understand the difference between legal opinions and opinions.
Said all this shit with certainty. I fucking hate Fraud or Troll. But hey.
Yeah, I hate Fraud or Troll. I say that with certainty. Well, again, I don't really hate him, but you know, I just he's distasteful. But yeah, like I did like the things I said with certainty was like, yeah, it's a good workmanlike complaint. It seems to have hit all the right things. It seems to have alleged all the things it needed to allege. The attorney seems competent. He seems to have done a bunch of cases. I thought he'd done more than 3. I spent like 2 seconds looking at the first page of things, and I saw like 2 or 3 copyright cases in there. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. All right. Well, you are kind of biased because the things I've said are on your side or in your favor. So I like there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. I wasn't actually going into the details of it because again, I haven't watched DMA's video and I haven't watched the Fraud or Troll coverage of it. So obviously I can't go into detail on it, and I haven't read the answer.
Who knows, guys? Who knows?
to sue me. I
You guys agree? Put a one in
his
chat.
whole Deer Park police interview unedited, just to force that fucker to sue me, and he did, and he lost. But I'm not a big fan of copyright, so I don't know how much of this I'm going to cover. But again, I'm rooting for DMA and for his new attorney. I hope his new attorney isn't a shitbag. I hope his new attorney is competent. Seems competent. We'll see. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.
So I know he didn't raise this, but I did have a lot of people in my comment section about the last bit of there. Well, you posted the whole Deer Park interview unedited. You know, you stole, right? Well, it's a little more complicated than that. So the Deer Park interview that Earl Warden had wasn't actually published. He had copyrighted it, like he'd registered the copyright, but he had never published it. And so I had to do it over 2 streams because it was long and I had a lot to say about it. But I did the whole thing in 2 streams where I gave a lot of commentary on it. And he struck me and I countered, right? And he let it go. Probably because he knew that there was too much there. And then being younger, dumber, and more arrogant, I thought to myself, well, why don't I just post the whole thing? I think at the time that I posted it was shortly after, what's his name? Carl Benjamin won the one where it was the titling of it that was the transformative part. And so I just posted the whole thing with, because I really don't, on copyright. So I posted the whole thing with just a bunch of stuff in the title and the description. And again, I didn't really worry about it because Earl had never published it, never intended to publish it. And so he had no losses, right? So I would have only been 14 million for the happy birthday case. So and since I didn't make any money off of it and he wasn't going to make any money off it, there wasn't a lot of money there. So I felt pretty safe to do it. But I normally don't just straight up yoink people's content. And if Earl, I even told Earl, if you ever publish it, I'll pull mine down. If you want to publish yours for clicks, views, and ad revenue, fine, I'll pull mine down. But I'm not going to pull mine down without you putting yours up.
Have you ever wondered how
All right, Directy says, I agree with him on all of this. 100% agree with him. Look, I'm not saying that there's not some stuff that he's right about. And in the end,
Hey, somebody in my comment section was right. DirectD agreed with me 100%, apparently.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I definitely am rooting for DMA in a way. But at the same time, it's like, I'd have to go back to the actual video that they're making the complaint about. Because I would agree that maybe earlier in Fraud Troll's channel history, he wasn't near as good at actually being fair use. And that very well might bite him in the ass.
I have never once said whether or not Fraud Troll was or was not fair use. Or any of his videos were fair use. Never once that I know of.
But with that being said, too, what I'm noticing, though, guys, honestly, is I'm noticing a pattern where it seems like there's an intimidation factor being used for anybody who dares to make a review video. And it seems like,
well, so yeah, you should be a little trepidatious of using someone's video, especially if you're not going to do a lot of talking on it. Like you should be, because that's somebody else's shit that you're stealing. So you should be.
the big critique is saying, well, it's not transformative. But here's the question that I have. To what degree do you measure transformative? And once again, that's going to come up to a court. Like, well, that wasn't transformative enough. Well, what do you mean it wasn't transformative enough? Was it transformative or was it not? So let's go back and let's look at the next video.
I'm not terribly good on copyright. I've maintained this. This isn't my whole thing. I know that damages will have to be proven. And so does he have to prove he suffered financially? Not necessarily. He could also show what my understanding is. He could also show what Fraud or Troll made. But that is a jury issue.
Because what I want to point out is that for Murphy's trying to seem so smart, he actually backpedals and he goes against what he said in this video. And that's what I want to point out. So we're going to look at thoughts and observations of the DNA versus Fraud or Troll. We already watched that. Hold on. Did this dude really change his stuff because I'm going live about it? No, he didn't. Okay.
Dude, I don't fucking care about you enough to change shit for you. I wouldn't even change my underwear for you.
All right, so these are the three videos, right? We've got Denver Metro audits, Fraud or Troll, Schadenfreude. Then we've got similarities and differences between Fraud or Troll / Lane Meyer supporters. That one I'm not really too worried about. That rooster keeps freaking crowing and keeps making noise every like 5 to 10 minutes. So, but what's funny is Murby's did a live stream on Lucid Lair's video where she gave her opinion on kind of how she saw and perceived everything. And I found it really funny because he sits there and he critiques her on all these different
He's going back to lucid layer.
things that he is also guilty of doing. But then his excuse is, well, but I'm a lawyer. And this is where
I don't think I made that excuse.
I'm going to point out where Merb double speaks 100%.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I am firmly of the opinion that DMA has retained his attorney for the lawsuit against Fraud or Troll on a contingency and or attorney's fees theory of recovery. Probably a combination of the two.
Oh, really, Merb? No fucking shit. Wow. You know, guys, I will say it's so good to know that Merb is such a good and informed lawyer to finally come up with the idea that this was possibly on a contingency basis. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what a contingency basis means, okay, typically you'll hear the word pro bono. What that means is for free. I don't know many lawyers that do that unless they're just trying to make a name for the case. But typically, if a lawyer sees that there is a pretty good amount that they can recover possibly for you, and they think that there's a pretty good chance of getting that recovery, they'll go on what's called a contingency basis. Typically, a contingency basis starts at 33.3% of whatever you're awarded, plus attorney fees. With that being said, though, a lot of times when it comes to negotiations, you can get the other party, if they're in a bad situation, that is, to take care of the attorney fees on the side. So that's not a big deal. But he's saying, yeah, it's on a contingency basis. And that means that they start at 33%. I've seen some lawyers go as high as 40 to 43%. And that just means that, hey, if you win $100,000, guess what? They're taking $43,000 out of that $100 settlement. And Merb is just now finally a day later coming to the big realization that this is probably a contingency case.
Well, I don't know if I'm about to say it. Maybe I should just let it play. But there's two different ways that this could go. It could go either contingency or where he goes for hourly fees. Hourly fees means DMA has to come out of pocket. Hourly fees means that the attorney doesn't think it's a good case. That's why I'm going on, oh, it's probably contingency because the attorney thinks it's a good case. That's why I'm bringing this up. It to me, so, oh, okay. So one of the things that I, maybe not you, but I have kind of tried to develop a feel for is the way opposing counsel is getting paid. And there's a reason why fee agreements and attorney billings are privileged. It's because they can actually tell you a lot about what the other side is doing, etc. And one of the fun things to do is if like, let's say, let's say that DMA was paying hourly, $400 an hour or whatever it is for his attorney. If he was doing that, and I don't think he is, because his attorney's literally in this live stream, so his attorney wouldn't be doing that if he was getting paid hourly. He's got to be paid on contingency. But if he's getting paid hourly, what you could do as the defendant is you could just run DMA out of money. You could just on the discovery, you could just go overboard. You can file all sorts of motions. You could do all sorts of wonderful things that. And the funny thing is that if he wouldn't actually say it. But basically that's one of the tactics that I won't say I've used it, but I've seen it used, and I've been on the side that has used those tactics to run the other side out of money. And when they can't afford their attorney anymore, well, then it's a lot easier to get them to settle. The downside to that is if they run out of money, it's hard to get them to pay you, but it still can be useful knowledge, right? So it is useful knowledge. It is useful knowledge instead of like trying to like Herder, of course. Oh, you figured out he's doing contingency. Well, first of all, motherfucker, you didn't know he was on contingency, and this is again just a guess. But the importance of that is what you could use that information for, and it's information that if you can get it, you want it.
And if my suspicions are true, so let's just say that, let's just say that this attorney is putting.
See, I probably didn't explain that. Okay, so mea culpa. Again, these car things are like just stream of consciousness. Apparently, I had a brain fart and I thought I want to talk to something else. Maybe I don't get back to it. If I don't, I apologize. But now you know why it's important. And maybe so mea culpa.
Putting in time and effort into this that he does not need to. I think this attorney is seeing this as not just an opportunity to recover for DMA and then thus for the attorney himself, but also as an advertisement sort of vehicle where he has some sort of agreement with DMA. I'm assuming there's an agreement with DMA that he can use this lawsuit as promotional material for the attorney's brand, so that the attorney can attract more auditors and other people.
Yeah. So So what I'm saying is you don't want to take a case and lose it after going around putting your name and your avatar behind it. So again, that's one more indicator that the attorney thinks it's a good case. Like this doesn't appear to be a situation where the attorney is being like, yeah, I'll fight for my client as long as he keeps paying. That's what I'm saying in the video. Like,
people whose works are used by anti-auditors.
No way, Merp, really. You couldn't tell that by how like he came out with his channel like the same time DMA made the video, or how DMA's like.
Yeah, but that indicates that he thinks it's a winner. Like, I don't know.
You know, shared his stuff or how he plugged his stuff. I'll tell you what, guys, I'm really happy that we have such a king genius like Merb to sit here and tell us very obvious stuff. I'm sure he's going to follow up and say, yeah, hey, you're supposed to eat food and you're supposed to drink water because that's how you stay alive. Because, you know, I'm the smartest man.
Yeah. So had you figured out that it was contingency and he's doing this because he thinks it's a winner? Had you figured out that he's advertising it, or that he's advertising himself through it because he thinks it's a winner and he wants to associate himself with that? So I don't know enough about copyright law to say with any sort of specificity who's going to win. I don't have a really good grasp on that. So I'm using the other tools that I have acquired as an attorney to try to figure out like where we're at. And I'm giving you that stuff. Maybe you watch Leonard French or another copyright attorney who could go through the nuts and bolts of it and give you better idea of the stuff that I'm not prepared to discuss with you, i.e. the actual nuts and bolts of the copyright. But you got a guy who's putting his ass on the line for it. That should tell you something. That should tell you about the quality that he thinks the case that he has is. That's all I'm saying.
Man alive. I know fucking everything.
I am the smartest man alive!
Was that 4 times now he's used that? Like, he's not a creative genius by any stretch of the imagination.
Etc. for further lawsuits, further recoveries. So my best underlying guess, based on my understanding of the case, my feeling for what the attorney is doing, he hasn't told me. I just want to be very clear. He has not stated his fee agreement with DMA.
Correct. And the reason behind that is because there's an attorney-client privilege. And while I'm sure DMA is happy that Merbeast is siding with him, I don't think that Chris necessarily wants Merb to know all the specifics, because honestly, it's none of Merb's fucking business.
To me at all. Or
Wow. Like, that was a little catty. Like, okay.
even intimated are just things.
All right, let's see. Let's see what chat's got to say. Let's see. We got Direct D saying I agree with him on this theory. And yeah, I mean, I would agree. Out of anybody else, I say that he probably shows the most amount of footage without a break in the middle. But I've got a little bit more to add to the whole fraud or troll thing, because there's a lot of things I think that people aren't taking into consideration. Same with Mr. fucking smartest guy in the world over here. And this is why I think he's being ingenuine, just like a lot of lawyers are. He's being fucking misleading to his audience because he's trying.
Ingenuine again. And how have I misled my audience? You still haven't caught me in anything. How have I misled my audience?
To make it seem like it's completely sided one way, when the fact of the matter is that's not true. And you know,
I haven't fucking, dude, how can I say it's completely sided one way? I haven't seen the answer. I haven't seen the videos. How can I say that? I'm giving you insight that the attorney thinks it's a good case. Holy fuck.
I literally had a talk with D like a couple weeks ago about this, like just talking about like the Constitution. I was saying that, you know, a lot of people look.
I was talking about the Constitution. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Woo! Maybe I should. All right. We're gonna take a 3-minute break, and I'm gonna take a squirt, and I'm going to get a little bit of bourbon, just a skosh, just a splash, just a little bit, a little dab will do ya. And I'll be back.
Okay.
That was very nice to meet you. All right. Do I need to check my weapon?
Huh? No. You have a weapon on you?
Cell phone.
Cell phone?
That's the best weapon you can have these days.
You're right about that, man. Was it like an iPhone, Android, or what?
I prefer the iPhones because they're more easily secured.
Easily secured.
Yeah, against you guys. I guess that's doing what I do, and I know you know who I am and what I do.
Yeah, I never heard of you actually till a couple weeks ago.
Well, it's awful funny that this all comes about.
I'm Detective Thatcher. We talked on the phone before, 2 years ago. Probably
About-
than that, where the guy was getting harassed, and
Oh, you guys gave out the phone number and Philip had,
yeah,
we corrected that.
Yeah.
That's
and
not,
I appreciate that.
that's not what we're about. Are you audio video recording?
Yeah.
Good. I am also.
Okay.
You want
Here's
I am.
Okay.
I am. I'm not trying to hide it.
No, that's okay.
I video record all my interactions with law enforcement. I'm not saying you guys are bad guys. I don't know you guys, but I will tell you that in light of the fact that
There are some bad cops out there. I understand that.
well, in light of the fact that we just filed a lawsuit against Shell, it's awful funny this comes about.
Yeah.
So what
What's-
can I do for you?
I guess what is the deal with you and Shell? Just
Well,
because I noticed like you have been, where you posted some videos about Shell and that 10.
oh, so you do watch my stuff.
Huh? Yeah, I've seen it a couple times.
Okay.
It's pretty sharp, you know. It's like,
Okay. So
really, I don't want to really tell you the truth. Actually, like fill me in. Actually, because I do not know the rules. Surprisingly, because I have not been on patrol in a very long time. What are the laws like with sidewalks and easements and all that other stuff?
it's really simple, and you should have. Are you a certified police officer in the state of Texas? If you are, you just had updated training in January of 2016 on public photography.
All right. Did you miss me? All right. Cheers. All right. Back to this. Look at this gorgeous dude on the screen. Man, can't get enough of him. What were we talking about?
Look at it as this old, outdated document for people who, because they were limited by technology, they were just basically more or less idiots. And that's not what the case is. That people were very intelligent and they had a lot of forethought into the future. Yeah, they might have been limited by technology at the time, but that didn't change the intellectual, amount of people who were involved with it, right? And in
It didn't change the intellectual amount of people who were involved in it. It's a great sentence, bro.
the end, the Constitution will forever be a ever living. It's like a living document. It's supposed to be meant to change with time, to change with the times. That's why.
I don't know. That really is. There's two schools of thought on that. There's the school of thought that believes that it should mean what it was intended when the document was made, like a contract. And there are other people who believe it should be evolving to meet the times. Originalists, I think, are the ones that think it should mean what it meant when the Constitution was actually drafted.
Why they set it up that way. They knew that eventually in the future, different things would arise, different situations would happen, and they'd have to basically amend stuff for that time period. So,
well, why would you have to amend it? See, again, he's stupid. Why would you have to amend it if it's designed to evolve? I mean, there's a difference between amending and evolving. So, where an example of it evolving would be like where they read in rights, like the right to be married and the right to have an abortion, things like that. They read in rights to the document because they said it should be evolving. And that's different from like amendments, like where they added like the 19th Amendment. So, yeah. So he doesn't know what he's talking about again.
That I'm drawing from what he's doing, from what people are saying about DMA's financial situation, etc. Then my guess.
all right, let's go back here. So it says Merv says he doesn't support frauditors while totally supporting. And so that's the thing, GE, is.
What do you mean by supporting frauditors? How do I support frauditors? I have generally in the past been a pretty firm First Amendment supporter. I have done audits, but it would depend on what you mean by frauditor and what you mean by support. I've never given an auditor support, like financial. So I don't know exactly what you mean. Like, how do I totally support frauditors? And it's the weirdest thing because I make videos where I call out the bullshit on both sides, right? Or at least I try to. And it's so weird. Every time I make a video about an auditor where I'm like shitting on the auditor, I have the anti-frauditor side of my audience. Oh, you're just stupid. And then every time I make a video shitting on the anti-frauditor side, I get the anti-frauditors going, oh, and the auditors going like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. So like, it's just like I'm still me, dude. I'm still me. I'm not on the auditor side or the anti-frauditor side. So I have a playlist, Shuggy. I have a playlist of audits. And the point of those wasn't tongue in cheek. The point of those was that, yeah, you can generally film if you're polite. And the point of that, the point of that was that auditors will always say, like, they'll do something like they'll trespass or they'll cause a disturbance, and they'll say, oh, you're only doing this to me because I'm filming. And no, it's because of the other things. And the funny thing is that again, showing the similarities between the two sides, the anti-frauditors will also be like, oh, frauditors are bad. And they'll focus on not the filming part, but all the stuff where they shit the bed by trespassing or causing a disturbance. And what that does is it leaves out all of the auditors who don't shit the bed by not trespassing, by not causing a disturbance, by themselves causing the disturbance. You know what I mean? So So, I personally enjoy auditors who go out and don't break other laws, who just film.
So this is where it really gets weird, okay? I have a bit of a different experience than other people, right? So I was in the quote-unquote 1A community for a couple years until some retard came through running his mouth.
Quote-unquote 1A community? It's the 1A community.
Lying about me, and then a bunch of people just, boom, believe the retard running his mouth. And unfortunately, that's the situation we run with a lot of channels, is that you've got a lot of channels like like DMA, like Midwest Accountability, who they have a certain aim for stuff. But then you've got...
So his big complaint is that he had a channel, and then someone came and lied about him. Just came out, ran their mouth, and lied about him. I wouldn't know what that's like, sitting here watching some fucking fool run his mouth lying about me, misunderstanding shit. Jesus.
All these other people like Liberty Troll, audit them. I mean, should I go on? Georgia Transparency, Chris Ryder. So yeah, it's kind of like with cops. You guys heard about, like James Freeman says it. Brian from Here's the Deal says it all the time. One bad apple can ruin the whole bunch. Guess what, guys? The same.
It's weird that he starts talking about Liberty Troll and Liberty Troll shows up. Do I see audits as patriotic? No. I'm not against audits. No. I'm against people breaking laws generally. But I mean, if you want to go out there and like I have filmed in a court. I have filmed in a post office. I have sat across from a jail and filmed. You can do these things. Like, as long as you're not an asshole, you can do these things. And so I don't have a problem with people doing it, as long as you're not an asshole. Just my whole thing is, like, I don't like people being assholes, like, for the sake of being an asshole, like going out trespassing, causing disturbances, etc.
Logic applies to any group. There's a lot of people who pick up a camera and go, oh, I'm an auditor, and they do some stupid ass shit, and then it puts a bad fucking look and taste in the mouth of other people who are actually trying to do that activism. That's all I'm saying.
He's doing some contingency /
Yeah, I agree with him there. Yeah. There are bad apples. Unfortunately, in the auditor group, probably in the anti-frauditor group, most people are bad apples. Like most people. And again, I would guess that a lot of it is based on the desire to grow your audience and make money, to push the envelope, to push the boundaries, to get the content, get the money. So I think that's that kind of scenario. No one, I've said this for years, no one wants to watch a boring audit, so people don't do boring audits.
Prevailing party attorney fees, or some combination thereof, which is not unreasonable. There are attorneys out there who all they do is...
Yo, D, if you're still there, man, do you have a link to the video that Chris is suing on? Like, it should still be public, man.
How do you reconcile with the fact that the average auditor costs taxpayers 247 man hours per year? There's so many terms in there that I just don't understand, agree with, or believe. Like, cost taxpayers 247 man hours a year. How many does the average citizen cost? Because like the average citizen requires taxpayers man hours, like to sewage and electricity and police and whatnot. Like I have a feeling you just pulled shit out of your ass, and you look like a fucking cunt anyway, so you probably did.
Imagine. Send me the link so we can watch it, because that's just going to be one of the many videos we're going over tonight, guys. We got a bunch of audit them stuff earlier. Oh, you guys are going to really enjoy that. That being said, though, guys, hey, man, there's 17 likes in the chat, 38 people, though. Why don't you losers hit the like button, man? Damn.
You send out copyright notices and try to get small recoveries.
Likes in the chat. Just going to be one of the many videos we're going over tonight, guys. We got a bunch of audit them stuff earlier. Oh, you guys are going to really enjoy that. That being said, though, guys, hey, man, there's 17 likes in the chat, 38 people, though. Why don't you losers hit the like?
38 people watching his live stream with 533,000 subscribers. I've got like 6,000 subscribers and 90 people watching. Not too shabby. Not too shabby.
Like button, man. Damn.
You send out copyright notices and try to get small recoveries. This is potentially a larger recovery. But the other thing is that attorneys don't tend to take these things unless there is a good probability of success, not just on getting the judgment, but on collecting. I've talked about this ad nauseum over and over again, all the way back to the very beginning of my channels, or on my channel. If you go to an attorney and you say, I want to sue so-and-so, they're going to give you one of three possible choices for how to proceed. They're either going to say, well, the choice is
I had covered it. Thank God. I thought maybe I was getting old and brain farted.
for the attorney on what they offer. They say, I'll do it on hourly, in which case what they're telling you is, if they insist on hourly, they're saying, I don't believe either that you have a good case, that you're going to get the judgment, or I don't believe that we're going to be able to recover, i.e. that I'm not going to see a check coming in.
And there we go. One truth out of Merv this entire live stream. He's very correct about that, guys. Look, if an attorney sees potential in a case, he already knows.
I just wonder how this guy knows what the fuck attorneys do or don't do. Like where does this guy get his insider information on attorneys and how they work? Huh? And why is he going to explain something that I just fucking explained?
Knows what to do. It's just about filing what you got to file and waiting the time you got to wait for that shit to go through. If an attorney doesn't believe in your case, he's probably going to charge you by hour, and it's going to cost you a lot because the
Wait, what?
and waiting the time you got to wait for that shit to go through. Potential in a case, and there we go. One truth out of Merv this entire live stream. He's very correct about that, guys. Look, if an attorney sees potential in a case, he already knows what to do. It's just about filing what you got to file and waiting the time you got to wait for that shit to go through.
Wow. I never knew this. As an attorney, I never knew that all I had to do is file what I have to file and wait how long I have to wait, and that shit will go through. I never knew that. It's so fucking simple. What have I been doing wrong all this fucking time? When all I had to do was file what I had to file and wait as long as I had to wait, and that shit'll go through. Go through what? I don't fucking know, dude. Oh my God, this guy has no idea what he's talking about.
If an attorney doesn't believe in your case, he's probably going to charge you by hour, and it's going to cost you a lot because the risk then is on you. It's not on him. Now, if that attorney feels he truly has a case that he can argue, he'll typically, or she will typically then put some of that risk on them by going contingency. Now, with that being said, let's say that you're in like a criminal case, though, where you've got $20,000 of medical bills in a result of, let's say, you getting beat by the police, right? Now, with that being said, let's say that you're in like a criminal case, though, where you've got
You're in a criminal case.
$20,000 of medical bills
We got $20,000 in medical bills.
in a result of, let's say, you getting beat by the police, right?
Okay, you've been beat by the police. You got $20,000 in medical bills, and this is a criminal case. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, guess what? If you sue the police for beating you and you lose, yeah, you might not
Okay, so if you sue the police, so now you're no longer in a criminal case, and you lose.
owe
Okay,
your attorney anything, but guess what? You're still on the hook for that $20,000 in medical bills. Well, guess what? If you sue the police
you don't
for
owe
beating
your
you and
attorney
you lose,
anything.
yeah, you might not owe your attorney anything, but guess what? You're still on the hook for that $20,000 in medical bills.
That's deep, bro. That's deep. If you accrue $20,000 in medical bills from having the police beat you, and you sue the police and you lose, you still owe the $20,000 in medical bills. That's fucking deep. Thank God this cat was here to educate us on that. Wow.
So, for example, car accidents, attorneys will do those on contingency because there's going to be a insurer out there who will pay the personal injury fees. They're not going to deduct service. I mean, it's just one of those things where you can get, assuming that you believe that you can prove that the other side's at fault, at least to a portion. I mean, it's almost guaranteed money. So attorneys are very likely to take those. But for example, a defamation lawsuit against a private individual, much harder, first of all, to prevail on, especially if it's per quad, not a per se. And second of all, recovery is questionable. Does the person have money to pay the suit, to pay the judgment? So if the attorney's thinking that you're not going to recover, therefore I'm not going to recover, then the attorney's very unlikely.
And guys, as always, Lucid Lair comes in clutch with the information within like the first 2 freaking minutes, like always, because she's awesome. For those of you guys who are not subscribed to Lucid Lair,
Lucid Lair's awesome. Oh, if you're not subscribed to Lucid Lair.
you guys should go watch her video on the matter. I think she's pretty middle of the road and very fair about it. Very, very fair.
Oh, Jesus, dude. You need to jerk off, get the baby batter out so you can think straight. You haven't even seen her, homie. Well, maybe you have. I don't know. But she's a fucking, well, I guess the two of you are a match made in heaven because she's a fucking icon of an owl and you're an icon of a spore. I don't know. What is that supposed to be? Does anybody even know what that's supposed to be? Spore?
Fair. And I find it very funny how Merv just absolutely shit on her like she's just some peasant. Like, just talk about a real narcissist.
How could you shit on her like she's some peasant? She's my princess. Fucking fag. Well, I guess if you like a girl, you're probably not a fag.
Asshole. You know, this is the same guy who bitched and moaned about Chili being such a fucking narcissistic douchewad, and he's just as fucking bad. King Merv, guys, the smartest guy alive. If you're not a lawyer, you're a fucking retard.
So how can this guy know me all the way back to the Chili de Castro days, and not know that I shit on lawyers? Like, so they just either he's stupid, because he obviously has a good memory because he remembers back to the Castro days, a good enough memory. So either he's stupid or he's lying. Well, I'll let my audience figure out whether he's stupid or he's lying.
I am the smartest man alive!
Number five. Fifth time. Same joke 5 times in a row. Jesus.
To offer contingency, he's going to offer just the fee agreement. On the other side is the contingency. If the attorney wants to go pure contingency, usually it's going to be for 1/3 to 1/2 of the recovery. That means the attorney saying, look, I'm willing to gamble. So you don't pay me out of pocket costs, but at the end of the day, I'm going to get a bigger chunk. Hourly, you may only be like $50,000 into an attorney by the time you go all the way through trial. Maybe. I mean, you could be more. But on contingency, that attorney might get to $300,000. I mean, if someone has $1 million policy, I mean, you do pretty well sometimes. So, but the attorney has to be like more or less guaranteed at some point that he's going to A, get a judgment, and B, be able to collect on the judgment. And that should tell you something. Again, this is something that I said from the beginning. I almost guarantee, I am about 95% sure that this attorney has taken this on contingency and or prevailing party attorney fees. That should indicate a strong likelihood that this attorney thinks he's going to get money. I just want to be very clear.
Hey, could you guys put one in the chat if you think Merv's going to get super butthurt from this and try to file a strike? What do you think, D? You think he's going to get butthurt and try to file a strike?
Can you put a 1 in the chat? Wait, so...
Hey, could you guys put 1 in the chat if you think Merv's going to get super butthurt from this and try to file?
Can you guys put a 2 in chat if you think I'm not going to file a strike on him? 2 in chat if I'm not going to file a strike. 1 if you think I am going to file a strike on him. 2 if I'm not. Why do people do that? I don't know. Oh, is that an audience engagement thing? Is he trying to get his audience engaged so that more people come watch his stream? I've seen some other streamers do that. Does anybody know? Is that like an audience engagement thing? I don't really give a shit. I'm not monetized, so I don't know. I don't care. I mean, if you want to come watch, great. If you don't watch, don't. Number 3, I should. No, I don't. I have never struck anybody yet. I don't intend to. Probably. Aaron Queen is here. It's lovely. I'm glad. You know what, Aaron? I'm really glad that I didn't accidentally ban you that day. So I'm really glad about that. And timeout. Now that I know it times out instead of bans, I could use it with abandon. Only for you there, Aaron, because only for you.
File a strike. What do you think, D? You think he's going to get butthurt and try to file a strike? Okay, good luck, I'd say. I'm definitely within fair use. It's not just...
Do I seem butthurt? I don't know if I seem butthurt.
Just, you're a big dummy. I'm like actually breaking down why I think you're wrong. Crazy, huh, man?
Yeah, you're breaking down why you think I'm wrong. None of it makes any fucking sense. But yeah, go for it.
Crazy.
Wrong.
Oh, Killa, what's up, man? What's up, Killa? It's good to see you, man. Thank you for being here, bro. Appreciate you.
I don't know what he knows. He hasn't confided in me anything. But if things are the way I'm...
Merv, we get it. Like, why do you have to keep saying he hasn't confided in you? You're kind of making me think he's maybe confided in you because you've brought it up so many fucking times. It's kind of like the guy in Tropic Thunder who's like, I ain't gay. I love the pussy booty sweat. It's like, dude, no one said you were gay. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, shit.
Like,
I think I prefaced this by like he's in my Discord, or I prefaced a previous one by he's in my Discord. Just wanted to make it clear that I'm not saying that it is. I just want to make it clear. I don't know. Just in case. Just want to make it clear.
I think I have a pretty good nose for this. Pretty good nose. It's just generally pretty big. I think I have a pretty good nose for this. And I just want everybody to keep that in mind. That's number 1. Number 2, the lucid layer thing. For those of you who missed it, she said, this is an illegal opinion.
And this is where we get into it, guys. This is where we get into the double speak.
Where we get into the double speak, he says, where he gets to defend his lady.
There's two kinds of opinions as far as I'm concerned. There's just your opinion. I think he's going to win. Well, you probably do think he's going to win. You wouldn't have said you think he's going to win if you didn't believe that.
And isn't that exactly what Merv just did in the last video we went over? He gave nothing but opinion. Hey, I think this and this is going to happen because of this and this. He never said.
Wow. He just figured out that I was giving nothing but opinion that last one. And I wasn't actually talking about whether or not he was going to win or lose. I wasn't going over the factors of copyright. I was going over why I was having Schadenfreude. Yeah. Wow. Wow. You caught me, bro. You caught me.
This did in the last video. Well, this is where we get into it, guys. This is where we get into the double speak.
There's two kinds of opinions as far as I'm concerned. There's just your opinion. I think he's going to win. Well, you probably do think he's going to win. You wouldn't have said you think he's going to win if you didn't believe that.
And
by the way, I want to point out that I was using that as an example. I wasn't saying that Lucid Lair thought that Broader Troll was going to win, or that DMA was going to win, or that any specific person was going to win. I was just using that as an example of an opinion.
And isn't that exactly what Merv just did in the last video we went over? He gave.
Yeah, but see, the difference is that I was giving my opinion on my channel. I wasn't watching a video of someone else's opinion and expected to like disagree with her opinion and didn't care to. Like, I don't know why you don't understand that.
Gave nothing but opinion. Hey, I think this and this is going to happen because of this and this. He never said it was a legal opinion.
I have no way of knowing whether you're lying, whether you're being sarcastic.
You're right. I never said it was a legal opinion because I wasn't giving you an opinion on that. The first portion where I was going over the complaint was a legal opinion. The second portion, the Schadenfreude, and the third portion, the differences and distinctions or lack thereof between Lane Myers supporters and Fraud Troll supporters, was opinion. So only that first tiny little section where I was going over the complaint and my legal opinion that it was a good workmanlike complaint, that was the legal opinion part. Everything else was not.
Whether you're telling the truth. So I have no way to actually tell you that your opinion is wrong because.
Oh yeah, guys. So right here is Merv trying to backpedal because I'm sure a pretty good portion of his audience are the same subscribers and viewers who watch Lucid's Lair. And when they saw him talking shit on Lucid for no reason and supposedly just completely dismantling
For no reason, talking shit for no reason. Oh no, I'm backpedaling to save my viewers.
her whole argument, even though he couldn't get past like the first 2 minutes of her video, like her 20-minute video.
You're right. I couldn't get past it because I don't fucking care about her opinion, and I still don't fucking care about her opinion. How about that?
I think he got a lot of backlash. And what Merv's trying to do right now is he's trying to backpedal faster than hell because he realized that
I'm trying to backpedal. Well, first of all, I don't even know. Did I get backlash? Go to. Shit. Your videos. And dashboard. Plus 57 in the last 28 days. Oh, the backlash. Oh, where's my fainting couch? Where are my smelling salts? The backlash. The fucking backlash. Yeah, I watch Wilson. He's awesome. Jay Dyer's awesome. The backlash. The backlash. So plus 57 in the last 28 days. Here's the backlash.
Supposedly just completely dismantling her whole argument, even though he couldn't get past like the first 2 minutes of her video, like her 20-minute video, I think. I think he got a lot of backlash. And what Merv's trying to do right now is he's trying to backpedal faster than hell because he realized that.
And I just want to be very clear. I don't fucking care. I'm not monetized. I don't fucking care if people watch or don't watch. I mean, I appreciate everybody coming out here to hang out with me tonight, but like, whatever, dude. Like, if it was just me talking to myself, screaming into the void, I'd be screaming into the void.
He's losing a lot of his subscribers. And while Merv loves to call other people grifters,
he's losing a lot of his subscribers. Plus 57 in the last 28 days. Just okay.
He's doing the same damn thing. Lucid said, the funny thing is I never actually said that. He just made that shit up. Exactly, Merv. Merv, you're just as bad as a lot of the other people, man.
That's your opinion. I like chocolate ice cream. Okay.
Cool. And there you fucking go, Merv. That's the same as the last video you did. It was all your
I'm literally trying to explain the difference between an opinion and a legal opinion in this fucking video that he's reviewing, and he's not getting it. I don't even know.
Fucking opinion. Whether I agree with your opinion and hold the same opinion doesn't change the fact that your last video was just all your own personal fucking opinion. I mean, even put in the title that you're experiencing Schadenfreude or Schadenfreude, which is the pleasure being derived of someone else's misfortune, right?
Do I really like chocolate ice cream? You don't know, but you have no way of proving that I don't like chocolate ice cream, right? Now, you can have a different opinion.
That's interesting. So Jasper Kalin is an attorney. Obviously, the DMCA lawyer is an attorney. Interesting. You guys are smarter than I am. You guys are smart. You guys got all the smarts, the smarty smarts.
Opinion. You could say, well, I like vanilla ice cream. Okay, great. I think he's gonna lose. Well, okay, great. But there's nothing there. There's nothing informative there. There's nothing there other than in an opinion, in Lucid Lair's opinion, it's just her saying, this is my opinion.
Exactly, Merb. And your last video you put out was also nothing more than your opinion. Just because.
Right, but it wasn't my opinion on the copyright lawsuit itself, other than that the complaint was like a valid complaint. And again, in that video on Lucid Lair, I think I prefaced it. I should have started off with like really nothing more than the four corner. All you can do right now is look at the four corners of the complaint. That's it. At this point, all you can really do is look at the four corners of the complaint. There's really nothing else to look at. So, I mean, does it allege all the things that you need to allege to that if they were true, you would win? If it does that, great. You know, that's about it.
Because you're a lawyer doesn't mean that your opinion's held any fucking higher. Because in the end, yes, you even admitted in your last video that you are not familiar with copyright.
My opinion is not held higher, but on legal matters, generally speaking, my legal opinion is more likely to be correct. That's the difference. Like that you're not getting. It's not breaking through whatever you got going on. Legal opinions can be right and wrong. No one's opinion is better than anybody else's, but legal opinions can be right or wrong. And as a lawyer, my legal opinion is more likely to be right than a layman's opinion will be. But since I don't really dabble in copyright law, you know, that you might notice I still haven't given like a copyright opinion yet, because I'm not interested enough in it to look into it. I'm more willing to I'm not really even interested in this, other than the fact that my comment section seems to have a ton of people talking about it. So it kind of forces me to be involved in it somewhat. But you know, copyright just doesn't blow my hair back.
Copyright laws, and you're not a copyright law lawyer. So how can you sit here just so sure and all this other shit talking shit on Lucid when you've got no fucking clue yourself, honestly? Like,
well, the things that Lucid raised that I had addressed at the beginning of the video, where she was going over the introduction, were things that I knew. They're things that just apply to the practice of law at the federal level generally. And so, yeah, that's why I was so sure, because she was saying things that were either right or wrong, or she was saying things like the capitalizing incident video. Was it incident video? Or infringing video, right? She didn't understand why that was capitalized. Well, I explained it. I mean, it just that part just showed she didn't know what the fuck she was talking about. But you know, and if you don't know the basics, then why? Like, how good is your opinion, your legal opinion, going to be later on when we actually get into the nuts and bolts and figuring out whether or not they've alleged sufficient facts, or if they've properly alleged whatever? I don't know. Doesn't really matter. But the whole reason why I stopped is like, if she's only given her opinion, that can't be wrong. Opinions can't be wrong. Legal opinions can. You can have a bad opinion. Why don't you give me an example of a bad opinion, Strong Dad? Well, he's giving me a bad opinion. We'll continue on.
it just makes you look really bad faith, and honestly, Merv, it just makes you look fucking dumb. It makes you look fucking.
I really don't care about your opinion, by the way. I don't care that you think I look dumb. That's the least of my concerns. I just don't fucking care. Like, your opinion, there's just no way that I could even muster the ability to care about your opinion.
Fucking dumb. You should honestly reevaluate your entire channel, your last 10 videos, and honestly, man, you should really consider maybe unlisting or privating some of them, because they do not make you look good, man. They make you look fucking dumb as shit.
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
Well, I mean, you think that, but I don't think that. Read Friendo is above that comment. Well, you called me Friendo. You can have an opinion about FT versus DMA that is ignorant. No, so you're, again, well, oh God, you know, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on you, Strong Dad. This is literally the point of me distinguishing between an opinion, which can't be wrong, and a legal opinion, which can. Wanting FT to win or wanting DMA to win is an opinion. That's not wrong. You just disagree with it. That's why you're calling it ignorant. You thinking that FT or DMA is going to win. Now you're starting to get closer to a factual assertion, but in reality, it's still just you expressing your desire. You're just phrasing it optimistically. Like when you really break it down, if you say, like when I said somewhere, someone called me out on it, and I'm like, well, I'm just being optimistic. I think I said I think DMA is going to win, right? I'm being optimistic, and I'm basing it on the things that I know. Now, is that a bad opinion? No. What I'm really saying is I hope he wins, right? That's the reality of it. So
That's your opinion. Okay, that's your opinion. And the people go there to watch her, like her, because her opinion matches their opinion, so they feel validated. Congratulations. All right.
Cool. Congratulations, Lane. Isn't that the same viewers you get? Isn't everybody who agrees that Lane Wires is a dumbass? Do they not come to your channel and agree that he's a dumbass? I mean, isn't that like
a lot of them did, but Lane Myers, in Lane Myers, what I was doing is I was going over the pleadings and I was going over the hearings. And I was giving my legal analysis of that situation. Like, I honestly like Lane Myers better than I like Fraud or Troll. You know, Lane Myers is he's a liar, but he's honest in his like opinions about what should and shouldn't be. Like, he really feels like he was wronged, etc. And I'm more okay with that. I personally think Fraud or Troll is just slimy. And that's my opinion, right? But I wasn't like spending time listening to Lane Myers' opinions, except when he was placing them in the form of legal pleadings, because those are legal opinions, and those I could say you're right or you're wrong. I hope that makes sense. Like I didn't go over just random Lane Myers videos and listen to his opinions on shit and be like, oh, you're wrong. Brr. I focused on the legal proceedings and the legal paperwork where he actually made legal assertions. I know you don't get it, but there's a distinction.
a very typical trend of almost any viewer? Don't they typically look up content that they align with? I mean, once again, though, thank God, guys, we've got the fucking smart.
And yeah, most of my so people subscribe to me because, well, why do people from the comments that I get? A lot of people do want to hear herder, frauded, or wrong. That's what they want to hear. I get more people coming to my channel from the anti-frauditor side than I do from the auditor side. And, you know, this is going to sound like a slight, but I think it's because the anti-frauditor side is slightly smarter, and they're able to engage a little bit better with ideas and thoughts that don't match what they want. Whereas, you know, when you hit that 85 and below kind of IQ, it's really hard. From what I've seen, I've never experienced it, thank God, knock on wood. But it's really hard to think critically. You just don't have the mental muscle. So,
smartest man in the fucking world. You know, he's such a prestigious and great lawyer, even though he's obviously not got enough clients because he's got enough time to fuck around on YouTube and make hideaway streams where he's hiding from his fucking wife and kids because they must fucking suck. Or he.
Well, so your face must suck, right? Because you hide your face. And obviously, I mean, this, I don't even know why I have to explain this. Obviously, I don't want my family to be a part of this, because I don't know if anybody remembers this, but my very first time when anybody found out who I was Felipe Hemming, and he threatened my wife's job. That was like the very first thing. That was, hey, welcome to Dissenting Opinions on YouTube, where people actually know who you are. And by the way, I'm going to threaten your wife's job. I had Earl David Warden, convicted rapist, who most likely raped more than the one woman he was convicted of raping. It was just pure fucked up prosecutor. The prosecution fucked up on Earl's actual rape trial, and Earl threatened to come to my house to have a discussion with my wife. He was going to knock on my door to have a discussion with my wife when I wasn't there. And, you know, I take that as a threat. I don't like my family being involved in this. So, yeah, I don't involve my family in it. I'm not going to show everybody. I mean, you know, it's great that Josh lets everybody know his family. Awesome. You know, I'm not going to do that. I think they're negative. There's ideal in a bit of a darker side. I have people who actually make threats about me in my comment section. So I'm just not going to expose them to that, you know? So, yeah. But show your face, dude. Show your face. Before you come to me telling me that I should show my family, how about you show your face?
He wouldn't hide away in his fucking car every day to make 10 5-minute live streams. Like, he'd actually put some time and like maybe put it through an editing program and like put images or pictures to back up anything he says. You know,
I don't give a fuck about editing program or writing scripts or anything. You guys get what I give you, and you should be goddamn lucky to get it. I bill, my current billing rate's $3.25 an hour. It's gone up, thanks inflation. And yeah, you should just be lucky that I give you what I give you.
You know, which I think he's done a couple lives possibly, but that's not the majority of his content. It's mostly just him sitting in his fucking
A couple lives, possibly, just a couple, just a few, a skosh, onesies or twosies.
car, hiding in his long ass driveway away from his fucking wife and kids, giving him.
Are you jealous of my long ass driveway? That make you feel bad that I have such a long ass driveway? Does it make you feel bad that I have a wife and kids while you simp for Lucid Lair who you've never seen? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, you know, no. So I'm in a meth area. I work with a lawyer who's got 52 years of experience, and he's only billing out at $3.95 an hour.
His opinion, and half the time it's not even a legal opinion. It's just his own personal fucking opinion because he's so smart, guys. He's so much smarter than everybody combined. Because goddamn it,
yeah, on my channel, I give my opinion and I give my legal opinion. Yeah, so yeah, congratulations, you figured it out.
he's a fucking lawyer.
I am the smartest man alive!
Was that 6? Are we up to 6 times on that joke? Is that 6 times?
But then on the other side, there's a legal opinion.
6 times, and we're halfway through.
And legal opinions can be wrong.
And you know what? I haven't, DMCA lawyer, you told me this was funny. I haven't laughed at any of his shit yet. Like, was it funny and like, this guy's retarded? Or like, does he actually say something in here that's actually funny? I mean, the funniest thing in here was him simping for Lucid Lair.
Legal opinions can be demonstrably provably wrong.
Oh, well, time out. I'm confused now, Merv. So you just said that you didn't even pay any attention to Lucid's Lair's review because it wasn't.
Can be demonstrably provably. But then on the other side, there's a legal opinion, and legal opinions can be wrong. Legal opinions can be demonstrably provably wrong.
Oh, well, time out. I'm confused now, Merv. So you just said that you didn't even pay any
You're confused now.
attention to Lucid's Lair's review because it wasn't a legal opinion, and you stated that. But then you turn around and then you say that legal opinions can be wrong. So let me ask you this, Merv. If a legal opinion can be wrong, why is it held any higher of a standard than a regular opinion?
Why is it held to a higher standard? That doesn't make any sense. It's not held to a higher standard. It's a different thing. It's like, why are dogs held to higher standards than cats? They're not. They're different. An opinion is just an opinion. I think this is what I think. This is what I like, want, whatever. It's an opinion. A legal opinion is saying this is the way the law works. This is how to read this statute. This is how to apply these facts to the law. That's a legal opinion. That can be wrong. That's the difference. You're using like a word concept fallacy where you're thinking that opinion has one meaning. It doesn't. There's a legal opinion. For example, okay, if a court of appeals writes an opinion, it's called an opinion. It doesn't say in there, I like chocolate ice cream. It doesn't say anything in there what they want to happen. It says these are the facts that are in the record. It says, this is what happened in the lower court. It said, here is our legal analysis. That's the legal opinion. And the legal analysis takes the facts and it takes the law and it applies the facts to the law or the law to the facts, whichever way you want to do it. And it comes up with a conclusion. And that conclusion of law, that legal conclusion, is an opinion, but it's a legal opinion. And that legal opinion can then be challenged by petition for writ of certiorari to the next higher court. But me saying I like chocolate ice cream, that will never be challenged. That you cannot prove that I don't like chocolate ice cream. You can't prove me wrong on that. But it also doesn't really fucking matter. That's another difference. A legal opinion carries more weight because it matters. It has real world outcomes, real world effect. Your opinion, who fucking cares?
Can't regular opinions be just as wrong as legal opinion because they're opinions?
No. Opinions can't be right or wrong. Legal opinions are things that can be right or wrong.
Think about it, guys. Just think about it.
And if she was going to be making legal opinions, sure, I would have continued. But she's, I'm not making legal opinions. Congratulations, we're done.
Cool. So let me ask you this, Merv. When Lucy doesn't make legal opinions because she can't, because she's not a lawyer, then why don't you do the same thing with all the other video reviews you do? Like when you talk about Lane, you go, well, Lane said this, and that, but he's not a legal, he doesn't have a legal opinion. He's not a lawyer. So
yeah, he actually was acting. He was acting as his own attorney. So you're kind of dumb and wrong there.
Why even make the video about it, right, Merv? Oh wait, is it because of the same people?
No, I made a video about it because he was making legal. He was making legal arguments. That's why. Because he was making legal arguments.
Well, that you try to accuse of being grifters, that you actually do the exact same fucking thing. You also grift. Let's face it, guys. Call it grifting, call it whatever you want, e-bagging. Anybody who has a YouTube channel wants their shit to be seen, wants their stuff to be heard, and they want engagement. And I don't.
So because I have a YouTube channel, I'm grifting. That's stretching the definition just a tad bit far. I mean, yes, I make my content so it is to be seen. But like it's not monetized. I mean, I'm not making any money off of it. And again, if nobody watched it, I wouldn't lose any sleep.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that, guys. I really don't. And what's funny is that Merv wants to talk about, oh well, Lucid has a buy the coffee link. Merv, before you edit all your videos.
Back to Lucid, huh? Yeah, she does have a buy a coffee link. Yeah. She is and her shit's monetized. And my point on that is that just like you were saying, oh, you're backpedaling because you're losing subscribers or whatever you thought I was doing. You understand. You're expressing that you understand that the allure of money, subscribers, clicks, views, changes the way you do your content, changes your opinions. You admit that by saying that I'm backpedaling because I'm losing subscribers, even though I'm not losing subscribers apparently, and I'm not backpedaling. But you are making a Freudian kind of slip where you're placing yourself in what you think my position is, and you are basically admitting that you would change your views to chase the dollars, which reaffirms my long-held belief that a monetized YouTube channel is not going to give you the real, unvarnished, unbiased opinion. Yeah. Oh God, what is that photo bucket or whatever? It keeps like saying, hey, your account is about to get closed. Whatever. So the G-string link might go away. But I hope this fucker clicked on it. Let's see if he clicks on it.
Didn't you have a StreamYard link where you were begging people to join StreamYard so you can get a $5 donation off of it? Like, bro.
Oh God. All right. So that's pretty easy to explain. If you want to use the free StreamYard, it requires you to have that fucking link. if you try to take that link out before, like, so after the video, after you're done with the live stream and it's done rendering, then you can go back and delete the link, right? If you think about it. But it's not linked to me. I don't get, if someone clicks on that link, 100 people can click on that link and I won't get shit because they don't have any of my financial information. There's no way in hell they could give me anything. I use the free StreamYard. It's just like, so like, anyway, I don't know. Am I really that bad? Well, maybe I'll have to wrap it up. It's late. I am tired. But yeah, that link is, if anybody ever uses the free StreamYard, that link is in there. If you try to unclick it, the only way to unclick it is to have the paid version. And I'm not going to do that. You guys aren't worth the money.
Bro, you're such a fucking hypocrite.
Right? When you're
Yeah, I'm a hypocrite. You caught me. Wow. Detective brain rot here caught me.
looking at a complaint, when the only thing you have is the complaint, all that you really are concerned with at that point is, will this survive a motion to dismiss for failure to state a claim? Will this survive a 12B6 motion? That's really, I mean, you know.
Okay, so the heart thing. People are talking about the heart thing. Yeah, so I heart all the comments just to kind of clear them out, right? And I had one specific one where there was one that I knew and I could recognize it at an instant. That was like the start from when I started doing the heart every one. And like a couple days ago, I accidentally fucking hearted that bitch and I lost it. I have no idea what video it was on. It was some Texas chick, and underneath it, Masshole had responded, and a couple other people responded, and I remembered it. It was like blatant, and I boop, and it was gone. And I'm like, motherfucker. So now I don't know, you know. So then I had a bright idea. And this is a bright idea. I'm just gonna go and like heart all the way back, and I'm back 6 years already. 6 years of just hearting stuff, just boop 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 boop, getting it the fuck out of there. When I'm sitting on the shitter, I was boop 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 boop. I'm getting there. So is that why you're back, GD? Just because you wanted to come back and say hi to me and say hi to your old friend Jerry. Welcome back, boys. You don't have to stay.
Generally speaking, that's like,
oh, what's wrong, Merv? Why are you stumbling over your words? Oh, wait, is it because even DMA's lawyer admitted that it's not going to get dismissed right away, but you never know. The judge could, he could dismiss it. And
well, yeah, anything you get dismissed, but I probably stumbled over my words because I was thinking about what I was going to say next, I'm guessing. Because again, I don't do any of this shit with the script because you're not worth it.
And what it comes down to, guys, the reason why I'm so mad at Merv is he sits there and tries to act like shit's so like certain way, but what it comes down to is
my shit's a certain way. Yeah, normally it's either in my ass or out of my ass. Yeah. Normally it's one of those two.
Especially if you've got a jury, guys. What you have to understand is you can have a lawyer who presents all the evidence, and the evidence could overwhelmingly show a certain point, and because of whatever reason, you could still have a jury completely overturn that. They could go the complete opposite way. Okay, it happens, guys. There's cases where there's a overwhelming amount of evidence presented to the attorney and to the other attorney on the other side.
So if it is actually an overwhelming amount of evidence, you can do what's called a JNOV, a judgment. Oh, my Latin's bad. It's a judgment notwithstanding the. So basically, in theory, the judge can overturn the jury verdict and enter judgment that is contrary in civil matters. JNOV, I think it's called.
Side, and then they give it to the jury, and for whatever reason, the jury decides completely against the mountains of evidence, right? Because that happens. That's real life. And Merb saying that, oh, well, this is just going to happen right away, or this is going to happen. That's completely fucking dishonest, bro.
What did I say was just going to happen? I don't recall saying anything was just going to happen. I believe I said in the first video, that if he gets served and he doesn't respond, then he will most likely get a default. The DMA will most likely get a default and may get a judgment. I even think I said may get a default judgment. May. I don't believe I said he will. I did say that if he doesn't get an attorney, if he gets served and he doesn't get an attorney, and he tries to represent himself, he will lose. And I say that because, well, I mean, in theory, in theory, there is always a possibility, but in practice, from what I know of him, he's not going to be able to do it. So maybe I should have said that he's almost certain to lose, but he's going to, if he tries to do this pro se, he's going to lose. And then I said, if he gets an attorney, he has a chance. And so I never said it will go this way or that way. I literally gave the 3 possibilities. So what did I say, will or won't go?
Like I said, guys, I hold the same exact opinion as Troll Media Group, okay? Nobody has a fucking clue what the outcome of this case is going to be. You've got to follow and watch it as it unfolds, because it's probably going to pave a lot of different paths for what actually is fair use.
Yeah, but it's JNOV, isn't it? Or am I getting that mixed up? Yeah, but what does the JNOV stand for? What is the Latin? Judgment non obstante verdicto. Judgment non obstante verdicto. I guess everybody's Latin was bad today.
What's copyright is going to define a lot of that stuff if it goes through.
Wait, I missed this guy.
Ooh, what the outcome of this case is, bro. Like I said, guys, I hold the same exact opinion as Troll Media Group, okay? Nobody has a fucking clue what the outcome of this case is going to be. You've got to follow and watch it as it unfolds.
Well, no, I mean, there are people who have a clue. If Fraud or Troll has an attorney by this point, that attorney probably has a clue. DMA's attorney has a clue. Most lay people aren't really going to have a clue, I don't think. There's just too many variables. But you know, you do enough, and you get kind of a flavor. There's a rhythm to the way these things kind of work. So yeah, I think the attorneys probably would have a clue. I don't really, because I don't fucking know. But not on copyright. I mean, that's just not my bag, baby.
Because it's probably going to pave a lot of different paths for what actually is fair use. What's copyright is going to define a lot of that stuff if it goes through.
Does it properly state jurisdiction?
It's going to define a lot of things if it goes through. Well, I mean, no. I mean, if it gets to the Court of Appeals, it might have some greater effect. But just at the district court level, I mean, it may or may not affect anything. Who knows? But probably won't. There's a lot of copyright lawsuits that go on all the time, and I don't think this one is going to be anything amazing that is going to set any sort of record, any sort of opinions or make any precedent. That's the word I was looking for. I don't think this is going to set any precedent.
Sure, this one does. It says copyright. Congratulations, we've properly stated jurisdiction. It's proper in the federal district court. I don't know if it's a venue, but the venue is going to be appropriate because the agreement that when YouTube sends out these.
Well, yeah, but that'd be for DMA, not for you, maybe not for your pockets, but I think for DMA that'd be a win because he's spent a lot of money on subs and spent a lot of time building that channel up. So yeah, if he shuts down and runs, sure, but what about the money? What about the money?
Notices and these counterclaims, counter notices. There's an agreement that, like, hey, like, bro, if you're willing to sue in this particular venue, Northern District of California, the parties agreed to it. So venue is appropriate. The next question is, does it state a claim like that?
Venue may be appropriate. I was under the impression at this point that he was Canadian. He may be New Yorker. Maybe, I don't know. I've always been under the impression he's Canadian. My understanding is from the actual terms of the YouTube agreement, if he is Canadian, then the Northern District of California is appropriate. If he's not, then whatever.
Hey, Direct Teacher said Troll Media Group. I hit him with a bunch of copyright claims recently. Dang, dude, I didn't know you did any videos about you once there from like a while ago, but Killa said Brainrot. He sounds like Tabitha Mukbang. They, them knows best. Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing, guys, is when it comes to Merv, I definitely hold him in a way higher light than Tav. Tav is just a fucking fat internet grifter who he knows his channel's dying, so the only way he can keep it alive is by creating drama, even stealing my idea about the mukbang stuff and using that. I mean, guys, look, Tav 100% stole Boots' mukbang idea. 100%. And just ran with it. Now he even puts his live streams as morning mukbang. He doesn't even fucking spell mukbang right. Like, I purposely misspelled mukbang for like last year just to see if other people would follow. It's not M-U-C-K, it's M.
I purposefully misspelled mukbang for like a year.
U-K bang. N-U-K bang. That's mukbang.
If true, if all the facts alleged are true, do they recover? Yes, it says that. Okay, problem solved, done. That's the end of the analysis of a complaint. That's it. You don't know what affirmative defense is that, first of all, you don't know if Fraud or Troll is going to respond to it. That's one unknown. If he doesn't respond to it, well, then there's going to be a track that's going to be going down where he's going to get a default and presumably a default.
Exactly, Merv. We don't have a clue what fraud control is going to do. For all we know, he might respond with a lawyer and he's completely fighting every single claim that's made. We don't know. Once again, guys, what it comes down to is it comes down to the fact that you have to let the court process work out. Okay, we can all sit there and go, well, this or this or this is going to happen, but in the end, what it comes down to is the judge is going to look at the specific circumstances and he's going to make a ruling based off that. So you can say, oh, well, this or this is going to happen, but it's actually not even based off the judge. They're asking for a jury trial. Which
Well, I'm fucking glad that I didn't say this or this or this is going to happen.
means a panel of 12 people are going to have to decide if DMA is right or if fraud control is right.
Is it 12 people? I don't think it has to be 12 people. Maybe I'm mixing up state law and federal law.
And who knows what could happen on the in-between. Directy said, don't make videos lying about me and there won't be a problem. Who's that directed at? Oh, yeah, Troll Media Group, I guess. Okay. I'll have to go back. Did those go 3D? Because if they didn't, man, let me see the links. I want to see what he said. So, like I said, to be fair, Troll Media Group, he seemed kind of cool, in a way. I mean, there's a few people he covered, but really he seemed to cover like FAPA, which I really don't like FAPA, guys. I'll be honest with you.
Default judgment. You don't know if fraud or control responds to it, what his response is going to be, what affirmative defenses he's going to claim. You don't know anything. You don't know anything. Everything beyond what's in the four corners of that complaint is speculation. So, and unless you're a copyright attorney, unless you're an attorney who deals with these and you know about copyrights, like your opinion is just your opinion, man. Which is why I'm not going in there swinging saying like this is how it's going to shake out.
Oh, isn't that what you fucking literally did last video? Isn't that?
No, it's literally not what I did. It's literally not what I did.
Literally what you did in your last fucking video, Merv? Talk about the heavy backpedal, guys. He goes, what?
No, I never fucking said anybody was going to win in the last video.
Guys, if you're not a copyright lawyer, if you don't know anything about copyright, then anything you're just saying is an opinion. Didn't you state in your last fucking video, Merv, that you are not a copyright lawyer, you don't know much about copyright, but yet you had all these certainties, right? Dude,
What certainties? What certainties? Name one. Name one certainty about this case, other than the fact that it was a good workmanlike complaint. Yeah. That's what I remember. Chat GPT can be wrong, but yeah. Yeah, I don't recall any certainties other than the fact that it was a good workmanlike complaint, and I think it would stand up to a 12B6. So yeah, that's the certainty I gave, and show me where I'm wrong.
Shut the fuck up, Merv. You are not smarter than anybody else. You're a fucking retard.
I'm smarter than you. I'm smarter than you.
Just like how you want to go out direct D when he came into your live stream trying to talk to you about shit and you shit on him. The only person you were in the right for really was.
So wait, but was I wrong? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. But was I wrong when I shit on him? Was I wrong? Like just because I shit on your friend doesn't mean I'm wrong.
Shitting on Ryder, you're 100% right. He's a fucking retard. But bro, you can't treat every single one of your subscribers like peasants, man. It's not gonna turn out
like peasants. I don't treat every single one. I treat the people who comment with stupid fucking comments, who say stupid fucking shit. Because for too long in this world, there haven't been sufficient consequences, especially on the internet. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody thinks their opinion is like worthy to be heard. A factual opinion, a legal opinion. And it's not always. Sometimes it's better for people to hear that they're fucking retarded than to not. Because if everybody just affirms you and, loves you and says, oh, your opinion is just as good as everybody else's, meaning your legal opinion is just as good as everybody else's, then you don't get better. You don't get corrected. You don't learn. Having someone tell you you're dumb and you're wrong might help you learn. It might be the impetus. I'm definitely not going to make another 46 minutes.
turn out good for you, man. It's really not going to turn out good for you.
How is it not going to turn out good for me? Like, what negative? Like, none of this has any effect at all upon my legal career. So, like, how is this going to be negative? If I lose all my subscribers, so what? If I lose all my views, so what? If YouTube demonetizes my channel, so what? If YouTube deletes my channel, so what? Okay. And then
He said, let's see here. Are they gone? I didn't get them all just enough. Okay, cool. So he didn't get every video, but enough to, I guess, let him know to back off.
I said this is how I wanted to shake out, but I don't know. I don't know how it's going to shake out.
Dang, Merv, what a backpedal, man. It's all on live
what backpedal? What backpedal?
stream, man. You can look at the first video, listen to all the shit you were talking.
It's all in live stream. Yeah, it's all in live stream. Ooh, boy, you got me there. Woo! I backpedaled from not liking Fraud or Troll to still not liking Fraud or Troll, from making no predictions on how the actual lawsuit was going to shake out to making no predictions on how the lawsuit was going to shake out. Wow, you caught me backpedaling from no backpedals.
Talking and then go to your video after this. And I think you've got another video that's 5 minutes after this where you backpedal even more. Weird.
And finally, another nail.
How much, like anything more than 0, right? So anything is more than 0. If I backpedal even like a half a centimeter, that's more than 0 because I haven't backpedaled.
In the coffin of there's a distinction between the Frauditor Troll supporters and the Lane Meyer supporters is,
do you think he thought for a minute? I've watched this guy for 2 years, he says, right? Do you think he thought for a minute? This guy's been pretty consistent for these 2 years, but all of a sudden on this issue, he's backpedaling. On this issue, he's not. Like, if I'm wrong, I will mea culpa. I mea culpa fast. I learned this particular saying from Leonard French because I did watch Leonard French for a while. When I was studying for the bar, when I decided I wanted to be a lawyer, I thought, hey, what kind of lawyer do I want to be? And I thought maybe I wanted to be a copyright attorney. I didn't. But I did watch Leonard French for a while. And one of the things he said was, it's better to eat crow when it's young and tender, or you'll surely eat it when it's old and tough. Something along those lines. I might have fucked it up, but it's something along those lines. And I am a big fan of that. That is an amazing statement, and it's true. So, like, literally, as soon as I know I'm wrong, mea culpa. Or even if I think there's a really solid chance I'm going to be wrong, mea culpa, right? Just get it done. Like, look, Band-Aid off, and it's over. But like, it's when people fight, they know they're wrong, and they still keep fighting. And you're like, yeah, you know you're wrong. You're like, yeah, I know I'm wrong, but they still keep fighting. That's when it gets stupid. That's when people remember you being wrong. See, I have to remind people all the time about all the mea culpas I've done, about all the mea culpas in the past videos I've done. I have to remind them of that because I put mea culpa so fast that they don't even fucking realize that I was ever wrong. That's the beauty of it.
I can't. But multiple people in the comments and in other forms of communications have said, you did exactly the same thing that Frauditor Trolls accused me of doing. Exactly the same thing. You used Lucid Lair's video. Yeah. Lane Meyer supporters are like, oh, you're making.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, no, he didn't really use Lucid's video. I mean, he couldn't get past the first 2 minutes without spurring into shit. I mean, for you being such a legal scholar, Merv, I mean, you definitely made yourself look like a complete fucking ADHD ass.
It's 3 minutes, and it was like 3 minutes and 6 seconds to be precise. And yeah, I didn't spur. Like, it was done. It was done, dude. Like why drag it out? Like I mea culpa fast. If it's done, it's done. We're done. You should see me after sex, boy. I don't even hand her a towel.
That's fucking ass. You couldn't get past the first 2 minutes of her video without rage quitting and go, oh well, it's not legal opinion, so I'm
rage quitting. This motherfucker is simping hard.
I'm going to spend 15 minutes making a big deal about the first minute and a half of her video, but I'm not going to actually follow up. And
she had so many things that were questionable in the first 3 minutes of her video before she said that she wasn't giving a legal opinion. Yeah.
And rebuttal any of her points with a legal analysis. You know, even though I'm supposedly a big shot.
I did rebut the things that she was saying, or at least correct them.
Lawyer who hides out from his fucking wife and kids because I hate my fucking life. Like,
you hide your face because you hate your fucking face, I guess.
Merv, I'm sorry, man, but you can't scream that shit any harder. I hate my fucking wife, I hate my kids, and that's why I hide in my fucking
okay. Wow.
car making videos like I'm some prestigious attorney when in reality I'm just a fuckwad who is a washed up attorney, and now I make streams in fucking several different Aloha fucking shirts because I'm a loser.
Videos about Lane Myers. Why is it that harassment? That's you put a video up that had Lane Myers' contact information in it, the unredacted motion or opposition to a motion or something. I don't remember what it was, but it had, when he was pro se, it had his contact information. You did exactly the same thing that Lane Myers did. What? You're harassing. You're infringing on copyright. Again, these are very stupid people who want bright line rules, who don't understand that you're not necessarily looking for.
He reversed the image because I guess he was scared I was going to copyright strike him or something. I don't know.
The similarities, you also have to look at the differences between what people.
Killa said, he's still better than a pig farmer. Yeah, you're not wrong.
They're doing. For example,
old dirt farmer.
Most of his video was DMAs, allegedly, according to the complaint, and he only added a few minutes worth of commentary, and that commentary didn't add anything to it, saying no, isn't.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure if that's exactly what Josh said was just and that's why he's getting sued. I think
that was so essentially what I remember correctly. What Lucid Lair said, something along the lines of like the important thing that he said in that video was something about you have to back away from cops or something like that. So in her analysis, in her opinion, that was like the key defining moment. That's commentary that he said that the auditor had to move back from the cops. And that's what I'm responding to here.
I think that's a little disingenuous, Merv, but whatever. I think there's a lot more.
Because I didn't actually, I don't know if I said it in this video, but I have never watched either the DMA video or the fraud or troll video. So I am responding based on the things that she said in her analysis that I watched.
To it. And I feel like with you giving such lightness to DMA's claim that you're almost insulting DMA in a way.
Wait, what?
Saying no isn't.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not sure if that's exactly what Josh said, was just and that's why he's getting sued. I think that's a little disingenuous, Merv, but whatever.
Essentially,
I think there's a lot more to it. And I feel like with you giving such lightness to DMA's claim that you're almost insulting DMA in a way.
I'm insulting DMA. I don't know how I'm insulting DMA by saying that, but if I am, then that's fine. I'll live with it. I won't lose any sleep tonight over it, but that seems weird. That seems weird.
Just saying. So
Adding to it. You should back up. Oh, that's hard-hitting commentary and critique. No, I don't think it is. I think that's just slightly rephrased.
now, what I will say, guys, is the one thing I will say about fraud or troll. I mean, to be fair, if you look at all the different people that he's quote unquote targeted, I would
Back up. Oh, that's hard-hitting commentary and critique. No, I don't think it is. I think that's just slightly rephrased.
Slightly rephrased. You get my point. I hope you get my point. He probably doesn't because he's stupid.
Now, what I will say, guys, is the one thing I will say about fraud or troll. I mean, to be fair, if you look at all the different people that he's quote unquote targeted, I would say that DMA and Regan are probably the top two. I mean, I don't know any other people that he's like made straight like rap tracks with their voices. So, like I said, guys, the third video is where I'm going to really get a lot into more.
See, making rap tracks with their voices would be creative. That's awesome. Like, that's creative content. Go for it. That's not stealing their work. That's making your own.
About fraud or troll and things that I think a lot of people are missing about fraud or troll and why this might become a further issue. So,
Whereas if you look at what I was doing with her video, I used 3 whole minutes of a 30-minute plus video. I use a tenth or less of her video. A tenth or less. There's a distinction. There's a difference. Out of my 22-minute live stream, 3 minutes were hers. That means for every 1 minute of her video, 6 minutes of mine. 1 minute of her talking, 6 minutes of me talking.
can you guys believe that both Merv and Audit them are so butthurt that out of the last hour and 5 minutes that neither of them have had the courage to make one comment on the stream yet, even though they're both tagged in live?
Wait, what?
1 minute of her talking, 6 minutes of me talking.
Can you guys believe that both Merv and Audit them are so butthurt that out of the last hour and 5 minutes that neither of them have had the courage to make one comment on the stream yet, even though they're both tagged in live?
You so like just because you tagged me in the live means I'm going to show up to your fucking stream? This dude's a little big for his britches. I don't fucking care about you enough to show up your stream just because you tagged me.
What real men?
And I used no more than what I needed to make the point. The point was she's not making any legal opinion.
Yeah, Merv, I would say that you definitely did not watch 3 minutes of Lucid's video because you didn't get past like the first 2.5 minutes. Pretty sure. What's up, Deb Anderson? Thank you so much
3 minutes and 6 seconds.
for being here. Thank you. Yep, boop, there you go. Love you, Deb.
Opinions. She's not offering a legal opinion. It's a point. It's a waste of fucking time. Once I had resolved that issue, done. Didn't use a single second more of her video than I needed to make my point.
I have him at 2 times speed because I think 2 times. Yeah, 2 times speed because it's an hour and 46 minutes and man, got to get through it, bro. You got to get through it.
differences are more important than the similarities. Some superficial, trivial similarities does not mean that it is harassment, does not mean that it is copyright infringement. And that's why fraud and troll supporters are a cut hair difference from Lane Meyer supporters. And both of them hate me because I'm not even involved in the lawsuit or the criminal case, but I'm saying things they don't like, and so I'm the bad guy. Whatever, dude. Whatever. Like, for people who want the truth, for people who want an unbiased opinion, you can come to me, and you may like what I have to say. Great. Doesn't matter to me. I'll probably say something that'll piss you off in the future. Or you may hate what I say. Congratulations. I don't fucking care about your opinion anyway. It'll piss you off in the future. Or you may hate what I have to say. Great. Doesn't matter.
So he said, make sure you come here for an unbiased opinion. When that's clearly not fucking true. He has a very biased opinion. So, and with that being said,
well, an unbiased legal opinion is the intent there. I don't believe so for example, I hate Earl. I despise Earl. If Earl ever shows up to my house, let's just say that the chambers will be emptied. The magazines will be emptied. He is a threat. I consider him to be a threat to my wife, my family, to me. If he shows up, I will not stop shooting until I have neutralized the threat. And I'm saying that very open and honestly. Like, I really mean it. Like, that dude cannot show up here. I will not allow it. That is not, I don't like him at all. And at the same time, I don't think he got a fair trial. And so I don't know if small brains like this brain rot guy can figure this out, but I really despise Earl. Much more than Fraud or Troll. Earl threatened my family. And yet I have made a lot of videos where I have said that he got, in my opinion, an unfair trial, and that he has an excellent argument at appeal for a new trial. I also said that just because of the nature of the thing, he only had about a 20% chance of success, and he didn't win. This next round, he has an even lower chance of success. But having read the transcripts, I am reasonably sure that he would not have been convicted but for all the shenanigans. And so that is what I mean when I say that I am going to give an unbiased legal opinion. I can hate you. I mean, I have clients that I fucking despise, and I will fight like mad for them because that's my job. I'll give an unbiased legal opinion, even if I don't like the person. And you know, in reality, I just really don't like Fraud or Troll. I mean, it's not hate.
Instead, guys, I'll say this for like the fourth time. I'm not saying that I support Fraud or Troll, and I'm not saying I support DMA. Like, I've already told you guys my outlook on it. I look at it as, look, either way, like, this is going to make some waves. This is going to really define copyright law. It's going to define fair use, especially if it goes through and doesn't get dismissed.
To me, I'll probably say something that'll piss you off in the future, or you may hate what I say. Congratulations. Like, I don't fucking care about your opinion anyway. I'm not going to your channel for your opinion. I don't really care about yours. I'm going to tell you from an educated standpoint, not Lucid Lures. I have opinions. I have an animated owl on my screen. I have allegedly a criminal record. Buy me a coffee.
Merv, don't you got StreamYard links in your lives? Here's the question.
Don't trust stream. Yeah, but do I have any option to get rid of those that without buying StreamYards? And I'm not going to do it. Even if you click the link, would I get paid? No. I don't know. So the distinction between her going out of her way to put her buying me a coffee, where she will actually get the money, is entirely different than StreamYards putting a link in that I will never ever profit from, and I don't have the option to opt out of without paying them money. So yeah, that's the distinction. I hope you could figure
Even
it
she
out.
had a criminal record. Why is it that it's okay for everybody else you support who's an auditor to have a criminal record, but she's got one thing on her record and all of a sudden she's real bad? I mean, let's stay fucking.
Well, because the argument that a lot of the anti-fraudsters use is so-and-so has a criminal record. Someone was in my comment section and recently, does DMA have a felony? I think DMA has a felony. And I think he posted in my comment section and somebody was just going after him about, oh, you've got a felony. I think it was DMA. And like, I personally really don't care. I really don't care. You could have a criminal record and not be a terrible person. But the thing is that the anti-frauditors harp on it because, let's face it, let's be real, most auditors have criminal records. And the anti-frauditors love to use that against them. It doesn't mean anything. But what I'm suggesting is it's hypocritical because a lot of the anti-frauditors will support an anti-frauditor with a criminal record and will defend her like you're doing now. When if it was a auditor with a criminal record, they would just lose their shit and just continue. But they're terrible people. They've got criminal records, right? I thought so. I could be wrong on who it was. There was somebody who posted in my comment section who was an auditor or auditor adjacent, and somebody else was like losing their shit posting behind him over and over again about having a felony. So maybe I'm wrong about who it is, but I thought it was DMA. So I could be wrong.
Fucking consistent, right? Let's try to keep up appearances, Merv.
Fucking people are retarded.
Wait, what?
Her record, and all of a sudden she's real bad. I mean, let's stay fucking consistent, Merv, right? Let's
What? Yeah, let's stay consistent. Let's stay consistent. And I stay consistent by calling out hypocrisy when I see it. So that's the consistency that I keep.
Let's try to keep up appearances, Merv.
Because, like, for example, if all of a sudden the anti-frauders just dropped it, well, and then there's another. There is an exception. There's an exception that I personally have for crimes that show bad character, and by bad character I mean like fraud. Someone who commits fraud, you shouldn't trust, and their criminal record I think is pretty relevant. On the internet, most like robbery, like there no one's gonna like do armed robbery against you over the internet, but they will commit fraud. So the crimes that show that you're less likely to tell the truth, I think, remain relevant on the internet. I do maintain that Earl's criminal record of being a convicted rapist was relevant when he threatened to come to my house when I wasn't there to have a discussion with my wife. That was very, very relevant. But generally speaking, like, is a criminal record relevant to going out and filming the police? No, it's not. Your criminal record shouldn't be relevant to that. Is it relevant if you're pointing out other people's criminal records? Absolutely.
Fucking people are retarded. Like, people are legitimately retarded. Like, why do people get so fucking invested in either side? Why do you fucking care about Lane Myers' case? Why do you
I get it, Mountain Mover, but Lane Myers was definitely harassing. Like, sorry, definitely harassing. That was a class action suit started. If a frauder sues an anti-frauder, could other creators join that suit to make it a class action suit? It would depend on state law. California has its own rules on class actions and how they start. Yeah.
fucking care about fraud or troll? You got nothing better going on in your life? Like, I mean, I get it. It's entertaining. Sure. Watch videos on it to be entertained. Sure. But to get so invested that you get upset with someone for telling you, like, it's a good complaint. My actual critique of the complaint was, it's a good complaint. It's a workmanlike complaint. It's not amazing. It's not bad. It'll survive a 12B6, at least as I see it.
Yeah. So again, right here, I'm going over what was my analysis. I'm going over right here again. My legal analysis was over the complaint. That's what my legal analysis was over.
It'll survive a motion to dismiss based on just the complaint itself.
All right, Merv, is that an actual legal opinion or is that your personal opinion? You know, you never get
Yep, that is my legal opinion.
specific about it, but you want to be really nitpicky with everybody else being specific. So,
Well, no, because when I'm going over law, when I'm going over things that are law and law adjacent, I'm giving a legal opinion. I'm telling you that this complaint is sufficient on its face to survive a 12B6, probably.
so
In California, we call it a murder. It'll survive. There you go. And also, I'm the bad guy. I don't like fraud or troll. I think it's a piece of shit. Oh, also, I'm the bad guy because I have an opinion about fraud or troll. Okay? Everybody's got a white knight to save them. Congratulations. You guys are fucking faggots. Have a great day.
wow, Merv, what a great rage quit, bro. Like you
How's that a rage quit? Like, I didn't quit. After I did that, I wasn't a live stream. That was a video. That was a video. I didn't quit the video. I came to the conclusion of the video, and then I went and I on my phone and I uploaded the video. Like I wasn't in an argument. Like, it's not a rage quit, dude. I'm sitting by myself in the car. I finished the video. Rage quit.
you seem super balanced, man. I'll tell you what, man.
I don't care about your opinion.
Really want somebody who has that temperament working on my case. That sounds like my lawyer, man. Really.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you as my client because one of the rules I have, I will not let someone retain me if I haven't looked them in the face. Me and my clients have all looked each other in the eye, face to face, in the same room, and that's so I can get the feel for them and they can get the feel for me. No, I've had one client from Arizona who I did not look in the eye. No, I've looked him in the eye. Yes, I knew there was a reason why I made an exception. I actually had a meal with that man. Good dude. Anyway, I think he's a cop now. Anyway, so I do have a I don't even know why I was going on that, but yeah, I wouldn't have this guy as my client. So how about that?
Really sounds like a great representation for sure. So let's go to his last video before we get into this whole audit them situation.
Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday part 2. This is an emergency session. I noted before that there were at least
You said this is an emergency session. I talked out of my ass the last 3 videos, and I've lost 200 subscribers, and a lot of people hate me now. So I've got
No, plus 57 subscribers, not minus 200 or whatever you said. And it was an emergency because I had like 15 different comments that were all the same goddamn thing. And I just wanted the comments to stop. And one of the ways, when you see the same thing, like me, when I see the same thing over and over again, I'm like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ, not the same thing again. Pardon me, pardon the blasphemy. So I find, and this is my little secret trick. These are not the droids you're looking for. If I make another video, they'll go away. All the new comments are not necessarily on topic because most people can't stay on topic. But what I find is that if I make a new video, then all the new comments, like, it kind of resets everybody, right? It just resets everybody.
got to backpedal even harder.
2 distinctions between Fraud or Troll fans and Lane Myers fans. One being that Fraud Troll fans are slightly smarter. I mean, they're not smart. Don't get me.
So I'm backpedaling here, but I started off. I'm backpedaling, but I started off the video with a fucking insult because I'm worried about my subscribers. So obviously, someone who's worried about losing subscribers starts his video insulting his subscribers.
Get me wrong, they're average to below average in IQ, as opposed to like 85 and under IQ.
Well, what's up? You were comparing Fraud or Troll fans to Lane Myers fans, saying they're both retarded. I mean, once again, Merv, I'm not saying I agree or disagree with you, but brother, at least try to stay somewhat consistent, man. I mean, for the sake of the audience, man. You say everybody else is a grifter, but I think your channel's monetized, isn't it, Merv? Oh wait, you said it's not monetized, right? Because you're just
it's not monetized. It's not monetized. Just gonna open up a new tab. It did it. Hold on a second. Let's do it this way. Because last time it didn't do it. So let's do this. And we're going to go to your videos. Oh, it opened up a new tab that time. All right. And then we're going to go to, you guys, can you see this? Yeah, you can see it. All right. We're going to go to earn. Oh, look. I'm not monetized. Oh, look. Isn't that fucking crazy? I'm not monetized. Is it that? That's crazy. So no, I'm really not monetized, dude. Like, I don't have to tell you. I'm not monetized. I don't give a shit. It's just, I don't have to tell you.
just doing this out of the goodness of your heart, right? It has nothing to do with like your own personal life and you feeling the need for attention, because you don't have as much as you used to have. That's why you've got to hide out in the driveway away from your wife and kids. Nice car seat, man.
Wait. If I want attention, why am I going away from my wife and kids? Why would I do, like, if I want attention, why would I go to where I'm alone? That doesn't make sense.
And they don't make threats, which is nice. Generally speaking, Fraud Troll fans don't make threats. The other difference that I've discovered is that Fraud Troll fans are boring as fuck. They're just boring. They're fucking stupid people who say the stupid shit. These half-baked fucking ideas and arguments that they heard from. They all watch the same fucking anti-frauder channel. So like, there's nothing new. There's no spark. There's nothing different. Like, Lane Myers fans were all over the fucking place. They were hilarious. They were fun. They were interesting. Fraud Troll fans are boring. Just boring. Ugh. I just don't like to deal with them. Ugh. I might start blocking them just because they're so fucking boring. It's just terrible.
It's just terrible. It displeases King Merv. I don't like that stuff. It really is terrible. I can't stand it.
It's brain rot. Let me scroll that up a little bit. It's brain rot.
I can't stand it, guys.
I'd rather have a Lane Myers fan just melting down in my comment section than a Fraud or Troll fan just regurgitating the same nonsense bullshit argument that here's how DMA is going to lose. Well, DMA is a fraud.
So you might not agree with my tactics here, but I actually got some pretty good comments after this. Usually when you tell everybody they're boring, they go out of their way to try to be more funny. Usually it's funny. The funny ones are better. Yeah, it kind of works.
Oh, you're pro Fraud card. It's boring. So let me just.
I mean, to be fair, that is a pretty weak argument, and I can see why he's bitching about that. There are some people who they just, to be fair, they blindly support others for like no fucking reason at all.
I'm not going to debate each and every one of you, and I'm not going to respond to the same fucking argument to all like 15 of you who made the same stupid ass argument in my comment section. But here, just so you can figure out how fucking stupid you are, let me make an example for you. Maybe probably not, but maybe you'll.
Yeah, guys, get ready because he needs to let you know how stupid you are and how fucking smart he is. Because guess what, guys? He's a super successful lawyer who somehow he's so successful and has so many clients. He's got enough time to hide away in the driveway and make up.
I'm successful enough. I mean, I came up from not much to quite a bit. Got a nice spread. Got a nice house. Got a 2018 Ford Fiesta. So I'm doing good enough.
Opinion streams, right? Because once again, guys, he's the absolute.
I am the smartest man alive!
Yeah, exactly. Continue.
That was seven times now he's used that clip because that's funny. That's the peak of comedy. And once again, the lawyer guy, I forget your name. What the hell was it? This douche said that this guy's video is funny. Still waiting for the comedy. Still waiting for the comedy, motherfucker.
You know.
Be able to understand. It's like, no, the DMAs have to prove damages. No, they're not the same audience. Well, they're the same fucking audience. They're the same fucking audience. For example, if
now look, guys, I'm not going to lie, okay?
It's French. It's French, but you should be able to find it in the dictionary.
This example that Murphy uses is, in my opinion, completely and utterly disconnected from the reality of the situation, okay? Let's be fair.
Disconnected from the reality. This example is disconnected from reality of the situation. Okay. All right. Okay.
You can say they are the same audience, essentially, but they're not the same supporters, right? So with that being said, you might possibly have...
Wait, hold on a second.
You can say they are the same audience, essentially, but they're not the same...
He just conceded my argument. You could say they're the same audience, but not the same support. You could say that, like, didn't I just...
reality of the situation, okay? Let's be fair, okay? You can say they are the same audience, essentially.
God damn, that guy's dumb. Like, you just conceded my point.
But they're not the same supporters, right? So with that being said, you might possibly have a cross of views for like 40.
But it's the point was they're the same audience. The whole point of this analogy is to show they're the same audience. I don't care where you go to watch the sports ball game. They're the same audience. They're watching the same sports ball game. It's the same audience. I'm done. Fuck this guy. He's dumb. Anyway, I tried to make it through. I gave it a college try. It's 11 o'clock. I've been up since 6, probably before then, but it doesn't really matter. I appreciate you guys coming out. Thanks for watching. Again, most of you are dumb, gay, and retarded. Have a great night.